Hey everyone, guess what? We do not have ugly swag. We have spaced out radio gear that you're going to want to wear. Why? Because no one wants to wear ugly clothing. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com and go shopping today. You'll be glad you did. And it's a great way to support our show. Once you get your gear, send us a picture of you rocking out in your SOR swag. spacedoutradio.com, shop there today, and make yourself look good.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Welcome to Spaced Out Radio, the After Hours Radio Show edition, because I'm filling in for Dave Scott tonight. He is out for the night, and I am in. Happy Halloween to everyone. We are definitely going ahead and jumping into some really good stuff tonight. We have Onae SHINN, and she is going to be doing some tarot card reading tonight, and I'm totally unfamiliar. Never been in the presence of someone while they were doing that. So it's going to be awesome to be able to experience that. And you guys are all here for that as well. So glad to see everybody here tonight. It's going to be an awesome show. Let's see what we got here. We got Chris Laker, looks like, coming in with the gold. We got Race Fan coming in with that silver. Robert Lamont Jr. with the bronze. Lil Cam 51 is here. He is definitely here. I'm going to tag that. It says that's for later. I will tag that for you, sir. Kitty Catty Whack. Hey, Kitty Catty Whack. We got Rogue Flair. We got Brown Dwarf. Karen in the Woo Train. We got Frankie B. Frankie B is here. Val, SWPA. Hey, Val. Thanks for coming on in. Dogface is here. Hey, Dogface. Appreciate you showing on up tonight. It's going to be an awesome show. Kathy Evans, thanks for coming on in. Appreciate you. Mel WD40, getting us all lubed up for the show tonight. Appreciate your presence here. Thanks for coming on in, Mel WD40. As always, my guy Magneticus Attractus is here in the building. Eternity Eternal, I see you out there. Lars Jansen, I see you as well. Good morning, all. Appreciate you showing up. Stephen Finnegan. Hey, Stephen. Thanks for coming in tonight. Lightwalkers is here. Happy Halloween to you as well. Happy birthday to Steve Stockton. Wow. Okay. I hear that. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting us know. Paramarv is here. Who else is here? So Mothman is here. Magnetic Attractus getting us started with the super chat. Thanks for your support of Spaced Out Radio. With the 666, we want information. Let me tag that, man. I can't read it right now. Appreciate it, though. Let's see who else is here. W. David Page is here. I said to Mothman. Let's say it again, though. Richard Minnick is also here. Cosmic Joe Chronicles is here. Let's see. Cielo Azul is here. Appreciate you showing on up. Flat 6 is here. Thanks for coming in, Flat 6. Joe Monk is definitely here. Thanks for coming in, Joe Monk. Joel, thanks for coming in. I see you. Who else is here? Mike Rivers is definitely here. Dragonfly is here. Spaceship or Super Crazy Movie Geek. The spaceships are coming. I hear it. I hear it. Marty Burbeck, thanks for coming on in. Damian Wyatt, I see you. FAP, appreciate you showing on up. And Ron J, I see you out there. Thanks for coming tonight. Big Dog getting it kicked off as well. Appreciate your support of Spaced Out Radio. Let me start the podcast side of this thing because we're jumping right into the radio. Welcome to Spaced Out Radio, the After Hours Radio Show edition. Filling in for Dave Scott here tonight. We're going to have an awesome show. We have Onae SHINN for hours 1 and 2. Then we have Tim James coming in with the UFO report for hours 3. Some other stuff as well. Let's go. Greetings, space travelers. Welcome home. You just tuned your dial to Spaced Out Radio, the only place where you can own the night. I'm your host, Mr. Rob G, and tonight we're broadcasting to you on our terrestrial affiliates across North America and digitally on digital platforms all around the world. Remember, you can access our archives for absolutely free. YouTube.com/Spaced Out Radio, and while you're there, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to follow us, X and Instagram, at Spaced Out Radio and at Spaced Out Radio Show. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where the options are endless. You can stay up to date with the SOR Newswire. You can get yourself some official Spaced Out swag. Plus, you can rock out to the man you hear right there, Mr. Bumblefoot, and oh, so much more. We're going to have an awesome show tonight. We got Onae SHINN getting into some good tarot stuff tonight. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I want to be read. I don't know. But that's what we're doing for hours 1 and 2. And then we are definitely getting into it with some Steve Stockton, which I heard this is his birthday. So happy birthday, Steve Stockton, on this Halloween edition. That's what we'll call this show, Halloween edition. And we have Tim James coming in a little later with the UFO report. And then maybe a secret surprise. I have no idea. I have no clue. Onae. It's Onae. Okay, Onae. Got it. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the show tonight. We're going to go ahead and bring up our guest for the night. Her name is Onae SHINN, tarot card reader, psychic medium, maybe. I don't know. We'll go ahead and get into the conversation. Hello, Onae.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Rob. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Welcome to the show tonight. Glad to have you on this. Technically, this is a spooky edition, Halloween edition show. And I know we're going to get into some really good stuff. So let's kind of start slow because I know a lot of people are going to want to get readings here tonight. I met you in Reno. We really didn't get to talk that much. So I would like to get to know you, if you wouldn't mind. What kind of got you into the space? How did you end up knowing that your destiny was to read tarot cards? What brought you here?
Birth brought me here into a family of tarot readers and intuitives. So I had no choice. Plus, I was also born into astrology, a family of astrologers as well. My father was a master astrologer, and my mother was one of his students at one time. And she was raised and with tarot cards and intuitive abilities, her and my aunt. And it's kind of all down the generations. And so I was kind of born into it. So I was, at 8 years old, I was giving people full tarot readings and comparison charts and things like that. So
that's bananas. Did you practice that at school as well? Were you reading your friends?
At school, I was in a Catholic school, so no, I did not even. I didn't discuss it at all. I was in enough trouble already with the nuns. I didn't need to, add to it.
There's a lot of stuff you probably couldn't do in a place like that. I totally understand. So what gets you in the zone to be able to focus and kind of get these readings? What steps do you take before you do your first reading?
Well, I say prayers because I was raised Catholic and Christian, and I guess the old ways of the Irish as well. So so I have that a bit, a little bit of Celtic in me as well. So I pray, I say my prayers, and I talk to my spirit guides, and I only work with. I am a minister. I'm a doubly ordained minister. I used to be a head pastor at a church that I actually grew up in, and here in Arizona. And so yeah, I'm kind of a hodgepodge. I'm a spiritual coach, I'm a minister, I am a psychic, and there's differences between psychics and mediums and tarot card readers. A psychic basically is a psychic is one who can just basically, without any tools or divination or anything, can basically give you future information and guidance. A medium is because people can be psychic and mediums, and or just be one or the other. And because a medium is someone who can actually just speak to those that have crossed over, see things that the energies that you haven't, that others can't see and communicate with. And a tarot card reader is basically, you use the tarot cards as it's just a divination tool to help you tap into your intuition. And how a lot of people nowadays are taught they teach themselves through books and educating themselves that way and taking classes. I didn't. I grew up this way. So we had tarot cards on the kitchen table, and when we go to my aunt's house, my mom and my aunt would be doing tarot cards while my cousins and and sisters would be sitting around watching them do that and learning. And with the tarot cards here, an example I give is we've got like these cards. They don't have. It's kind of always like these old pictures. So when my aunt at one time was saying, "Ooh, I see a shopping mall," and we're all, "Whoa, where's this shopping mall? Where's the shop? How do you see a shopping mall?" And I was about maybe 5 years old, but this lesson stuck with me. And this is the only lesson that really just, I tell everybody, because you don't need the books. You don't. If all you have to do is listen. It's all in here. Your spirit guides and guardian angels are talking to you so that you can get into that mode of, it's almost like a subconscious kind of level. And you have to just listen to the energy that's coming through and the messages coming through, and you relay them, because you're just a vessel. You're just a conduit of this energy and these messages coming through, and you relay them. And it's basically, if you've got a great imagination, you're aces on this thing. You just have to trust yourself that what you're seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing, whatever this is, however your intuition works, is that's your power, that's your ability, that's your gift. And I can pretty much do most anything. I surprise myself quite a bit. So learning and growing up was definitely interesting. I had everything that my aunt and my mother could teach me, but I also got the lion's share of the abilities, and I was able to talk to those that have crossed over, other energies and entities. I'm able to see things and energies and other things that others can't see. So I can communicate. If it's energy, I can communicate with it. If it's energy, I can see it, feel it, sense it, and tap into it. And so that's basically where I'm at. And so, but I've always felt like I need to work in the energy of love and healing. And so I can pretty much answer almost any question. Mm-hmm. As long as I'm working in the energy of love and light, I feel confident in myself.
So let me ask you this, because I would assume, and maybe it's not this way, but if you're able to, as a medium, if you're able to like channel the energy, is it, I guess if you're tasked to do it, then obviously you'll sit down and do it. But are you just sometimes minding your business and you just pick up on someone's random energy and then you read someone when you really don't intend to do it?
That happens quite a bit, yes. Yeah, I grew up that way, and it, and unfortunately, when you don't understand exactly what you're doing as you're growing up and learning about these things, you tend to freak people out and end up being a loner for the most part, because when you do say things that people are probably thinking about or experiencing or have been having issues, or I wake up with a dream and I wake up from my dream and I remember my dream, but something says, call this person and tell them about your dream. And so then I call the person, tell them about my dream. And these are like almost stranger people, like acquaintancy people, it's amazing. I even have their phone number, kind of thing. And I'll tell them about my dream, and it will actually pertain to what they're going through in their life at the moment, and actually have some kind of answer or a path or some kind of advice for them.
I know it's got to freak some people out. I know they have to be like, that was unsolicited information. Like, I didn't ask for that. But so, and then on the flip side of that, how is, because you say your mother and you have other family members. So when you guys are together, if one picks up on energy, do you all pick up on that same energy, or is it specific to an individual?
Well, you're talking about family and siblings. So we're like a typical family, and energy that way. But yes, we tap into, we all have our own abilities. Like my one sister, she can smell and sense, like she smells a certain smell out of nowhere that I can't even smell sometimes. Like I won't pick up on it. And she'll be like, oh my gosh, grandma so-and-so is here. Or, this one's here or that one's here. And I'll not pick up on the scent, but I'll pick up on the messages, or I'll see the person, or they'll tell me their name, and I can do things like that. I mean, I still smell things, but this is her specialty. Like this is what she does. That's her thing. I have another sister who she's more like, she's more really like sharp into the astrology. So she can pick up, a date, a birth date, and she can kind of ramble off exactly, everything about you pretty much in your personality, and kind of help guide you through that as well, knowing your personality, and your chart that way. They haven't pursued this any much more than beyond that of just like regular living. Because it in our family, it is kind of like you're just kind of playing a deck of, playing cards or playing Monopoly or something like that. But it's definitely different. We do pick up on other energies. Sometimes it's a little too much for us when there's just too much of our energies, because we're not picking up on just our energies, but we're picking up on all the energies that come with us as well. We have our guides and our angels, and we also have, especially with me being a paranormal investigator as well, you can pick up on other energies and they kind of like tag along. Anywhere I've lived, it has been haunted, and it doesn't matter where I go. It could be, I'm in a brand new build home. I'm the first resident in this house. And the day that I bought it, and I'm getting my keys and I'm meeting my realtor here, moments before I walked in the door to get my key, meet him here, he happened to be like right there in the kitchen, and he experienced something, and it like kind of disappeared just as I walked in the room. And he's like, oh crap, this is meant to be your house. Yes. And I'm just like, okay. So, and he has video of it and everything. He was just like, I was like, oh, you look like you saw a ghost. You all right? And he's like, this is meant to be your house. This is definitely meant to be your house. So I just bring energy. Energy just kind of is attracted to me. So yeah, that's kind of like, it's when you get a lot of people like my family together, there's a lot of energy in a room. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I guess a realtor, if he figures out a house is maybe haunted, best person to give that to is the medium, I would think. And I think it'd probably be a hard sell to someone who wasn't. So
yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on. TVs go off and on, the channels change. But it's just something you just, and when I was with Jackie Harmon,
Mhm.
and we were in Virginia City. Things like, we had a washcloth on the sink, and we're sitting there in our hotel room, and we're having a conversation. Next thing you know, the washcloth's shooting across the room.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and it's just like, and she's freaking out a little bit, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, right, whatever. I'm still talking here. Listen to me.
Just
And
little stuff.
because it was like stuff like that happens all the time around me, and it's just kind of like almost normal.
Yeah, and I had to pause real quick because I'm looking around doing the chat and I'm moving around. I didn't even take time to recognize that you dressed up for Halloween. So awesome! That is awesome. And what are you? What are you tonight?
Today, I'm not really sure what I am today. I found this adorable little thing at the drugstore today, and I was just like, oh my god, how adorable! So normally I am a witch. I always dress up as a witch. That's just standard, or a gypsy. But gypsy, witch, whichever, or both combined. But the hat is always so heavy and hot because I have this special hat that I made and kind of really got into decorating it and stuff. But so I just thought, oh, since I don't need to have a big old massive hat on and then get hot and then want to take it off and mess my hair up, because I spent time on this.
Yeah, looks nice.
So I found this and I'm like, I have to be festive. It's Halloween. It's my special holiday. This is the holiday for me.
For sure. Now, you would think I didn't dress up for Halloween, but maybe I did. We'll have to wait and find out later in the show. Oh, yeah, maybe I did. And that's all I'll say. They remember last year we did a little something special last Halloween, and maybe we'll do something special like that this year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Don't go anywhere. But with that being said, talking about, getting into a brand new house that's haunted, you would think not necessarily the house being haunted, but the land for sure, because the land's been here forever. For sure, it's a high likelihood someone's life has come and gone in most of the places we walk. So you would figure that you'd probably pick up and channel energy everywhere that you go. Do you find that? Do you find that you're doing something random somewhere and you pick up on energy in a weird place?
Oh yeah, everywhere. It's just energy's everywhere. Some people like to just claim that only certain buildings or certain places are haunted, but really, it's energy is everywhere. Because it's like even here, like on the land that my house is built on. This was before it was a gin, a cotton gin, and so it had lots of workers here, and that probably died in the fields because it's freaking hot here. So I'm on the surface of hell with the heat here, but. And just imagine like being out there having to like pick that cotton and in this heat is just insane. So you probably had casualties there, and then on top of that, before that, this was Native American land, and so there might have been all kinds of people and energies and spirits that are attached to this land right here that we don't even know of. And then on top of that, everyone always wants to believe that, or somehow spirits only seem to come through during the Victorian era, and it's like how people want to pick up that, but no, there's a lot more than just Victorian era that spirits are coming through.
It's always depicted that way. Movies, just pop culture in general, is always the old Victorian style house or the old colonial style building. Granted, there's gonna be ghosts, I'm sure it's these locations, but just like I said, you're in a brand new house, first owner, and you're experiencing paranormal activity. I'm in a house that is probably 30 years old here, and it's a bunch of weird stuff going on here. And it's kind of cool if you're tuned into energy. That means that you have like unlimited amount of experiences, which is actually cool. How does that relate to someone like when or does it even relate to someone that doesn't get it? Like, do you have a friend or close person that doesn't get it? And you're like, dude, I'm feeling things all the time, and they just don't understand it.
Yeah, you run into people like that, and I'm not here to convince anybody anything. But after they spend a little time with me, they learn. It's just something that just happens.
They learn through it.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to experience something with me. So, I mess up computers, electronics, phones, things just kind of go wonky around me. You hear signs, or not signs, you hear signs too, but you hear noises and things that go bump, or things go missing, or and it's not me stealing things. I'm not moving things around. It's the energy. Just people will feel things, they'll hear things. They're going to experience things that they're like, "Whoa, what was that?" And I'm like, "Told you."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had a shadow person here, and maybe that could be the reading. Wait, I'm about to scare myself here real quick. Do I want to know the answers though? I've legit, and I'll show you during a little later. I have an actual shadow person, full figure shadow person here. I have orbs here at this house. I have phantom footsteps across the roof here at this house. I have, I had a phantom something grabbing me, and we talked about this on as far as like astral travel sort of situation. Weird stuff going on here. Maybe that might be the key, is getting you to kind of look into that. Man, I don't know. I'm nervous to even think about doing it, but do you think you could potentially?
We can certainly tap in. I had shadow people following me for years, and it was frightening. It was frightening.
Yeah.
It was almost like it's caused anxiety, panic attacks. And because you have this shadow figure that won't really come out into the open and be clear with you. They're there, they're watching. They let you know that they're there, and they'll even give you a glimpse of that they're there, but they won't necessarily give you like full on information. And sadly, we as humans, if something's unfamiliar for us, we basically either go into fight or flight. And typically, if something's not tangible right there in front of you, you can't fight it. So naturally you go to the fright. And so it might be just an energy just kind of hanging out and keeping you company, hanging out. Maybe has a message, or maybe he's just watching over you. But what's going to happen is you're going to instantly think, go into fright mode, and that's going to make you feel like it's negative. And maybe even evil. Some people just jump to evil, when really it's just unfamiliar. And if anything's unfamiliar, we tend to think of it as negative.
And it's strange because the orb situation that we had orbs here that triggered the ring cameras like 6 different times. And I got the videos, I got the receipts as always, and I'll be able to show you those. But yeah, just a lot of weird stuff. A girl came to the door, random girl asking to come in and use a shower. Random, very random. I've told people about this and the different things, and they've said some paranormal researchers, I had one tell me, you know what, that doesn't sound paranormal. Like it sounds like something else. So it's going to be awesome to kind of get you to be able to look at that. I'll actually I'll step forward and go ahead and do that, because I've been okay with it, because a lot of researchers also say if it isn't doing anything to you, then don't do anything to it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, it was just trying to get your attention. And should I leave it there though, or should I try probe right now? And maybe that's where your expertise can come in. Should I probe that, or should I just leave it as
if it's not bothering you, if it's not hurting you, scaring you, frightening anybody in your home, then or causing you depression or negative feelings of weighing you down, or even just if it's scaring you and you ask it, can you please stop? Like, can you chill? Like,
that's awesome stuff, Onae. We're gonna go ahead and take a break real quick. You guys don't go anywhere. Awesome show set forward. We got a lot of stuff going on here. We're gonna get into some reading soon. You guys get ready right here, Spaced Out Radio, the After Hours Radio Show. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're on breaky break, so you got 5 minutes if you need to run and do anything.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much good. I got my coffee, got my water.
Yeah.
Got the cat's sitting right here, laying here, actually, right where I would use cards.
Yeah. That's another thing is just when we have these breaks, it's like you want to keep talking, and it's like, but we gotta wait till we come back from break. So I'll refrain from asking some questions. I'll save them. But let me see who else has come in. That's what I can do. Cat Tongue 96 has come in. Thanks for showing up tonight. We got Kira. Kira is definitely in the building. Hey, Kira. And Nikki, I love a reading, Rob. All right. Well, we'll put you on the list. Let's see. Onae, Steve Finnegan wants to know what's in the cup.
What's in the cup? This one. This cup? Coffee.
Coffee, Steve. Let's see.
Yeah, I came prepared. I got my coffee and I got my water. Yeah, and I love the French press. Just if anybody wants to know how I drink my coffee, it's in French press.
Nice.
You have to wait, but you got it. But it's worth it.
Yeah, I have a right out of camera frame. I have a Keurig coffee maker right here, and I just whip them up, just back to back, whip them up. Let's see, Jessica S, the Andromedan. Thanks for coming in. Who am I? Thanks for showing up. Big Bird, I see you. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Let's go back. What are we doing? Mike Ledger said, I've seen shadow people. I call them shadow spirits. Guys, it's bananas. And let me actually get my slide ready for that, actually. Bring it up here. Yeah, I'm a receipts guy. Luckily, pretty much every experience that I've had, I've gotten on record. Except for the footsteps on the roof, but phantom knocking in the middle of the day, and it picked up on a Ring camera. There's no one at the front or back door, like crazy stuff, and it's just unexplainable.
It's fun. It really is.
Once you realize something is to it, then you're like, okay, let me dive into this. And that's kind of where I find myself. But I'm like, I also find myself in a place where, because I do hosting, I talk to a lot of different people, then I have to kind of still be middle of the road. I still have to not be, go full believer, right? So I can still have a critically thinking mind. But I've had a lot of weird things that it's unexplainable. For anyone who didn't believe, I'm going to show you some stuff tonight and you might believe. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you see what Merle and Brad and I did in Virginia City? That was crazy. When we were there in Maine.
I know we were all together for the ghost hunt, and then we did the little tour. Is this after that?
This is, Michael and Brad and I, we afterwards we took off to Virginia City, and the weekend wasn't quite over yet, but it was like, I guess, a night where it was like just almost over before we left. And Merle, Michael, I call him Michael, but so Merle, so everybody knows who I'm talking about. We went into the Silver Queen Hotel, and he rented a room at one of the most haunted rooms there, or at least rumored to be. And because I don't know, Jackie and I had a different room at one time when we were there, and it was pretty intense. But and then Brad rented another haunted room. We didn't investigate Brad's room, but I just walked into Merle's room, and it was just boom. Because what I do is, I'm not only just one of my abilities, and not a lot of people understand this, is I'm also a channeler. So what that means is we do this at my church. Now, I was a head pastor of my church in Tucson, I grew up in this church since I was 17. And
Onae, we got 20 seconds. Yep.
okay.
Continue.
You want me to finish now or
Yeah,
now?
go ahead. Yeah, you got 15 seconds. If you can do it in 10 seconds, yes.
I don't know if I can do it in 10 seconds, but we'll finish it after because it's pretty interesting.
Okay, we got 5 seconds. Here we go.
Yeah. I'll have a sip of my coffee.
Welcome back to Spaced Out Radio, the After Hours Radio Show edition. Dave Scott is out for the night, and I'm filling in. We're going to get into some really good stuff, guys. If you're out there in social media land, please consider giving us a follow. X and Instagram, that's Spaced Out Radio, Spaced Out Radio Show. We would totally appreciate it. As we get back into the conversation here with Onae, yes, we are talking readings. There's a lot of people that are looking and wanting readings. So let me start out by saying I've seen most of the readings, guys, or the ones who are requesting readings tonight. If you are looking for a reading, please put it in the chat so I can make sure that I tag you, and we'll obviously try to get as many people in. Now, also, I need to stress no relationship stuff, no health stuff. So please don't break those rules, and we can get you guys some readings. Obviously, no politics and the other stuff that you know from the channel, but definitely no relationship and no health stuff, please. Please. All right, getting back into the conversation here. And yeah, so Onae, before we dive too far back into the tarot stuff, what I know you stated you're a paranormal investigator as well. What else do you get into? Have you had any other experiences?
Oh my gosh. I think I have almost any experience you could possibly have. I think I was, I've had my own, I think what I've been told is a Sasquatch or Bigfoot experience when I was in New Hampshire. And because I was, as you can tell from my accent, I am from back east. And I was on vacation. We were on our way up to New Hampshire to go camping in a cabin. So it wasn't like a tent or anything. I don't do what Jackie braves and she goes and gets, assaulted by a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I like the safety of a building wrapped around me. But we had pulled over on the side of the road and on our way, and we were in New Hampshire. And New Hampshire, I don't know if anybody's been there, but it is nothing. It's just woods, grass and woods as you're driving. There's like nothing there. And it's thick woods, lots and lots of trees, not like Arizona trees. This is like real trees. Mm-hmm. And we had to stop and go to the side of the road and stretch our legs and all this. And we could hear the birds chirping and things like that. But then all of a sudden, everything went quiet. Went really kind of eerily quiet. And this is you should be able to hear all of Mother Nature and her creatures. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden it went, and then all of a sudden there was this weird smell, and everything in the back of my neck and all the way up, just all the hairs on, just kind of raised up. And I was young, so I knew something was there, and I felt like something was watching me. And I kind of couldn't quite make it out, the figure, but there was something by a tree, but it was squatting down. It was squatting down. I could tell that. And then my mother at the same time felt this energy, and she's like, it's time to go back to the car. Let's get back to the car now. So she's walking towards the back of the car. I'm behind her, and she screams in pain. And she turns around and she yells at me and accuses me of throwing a rock at her. I didn't have a rock. And if I did have a rock, there was no way I could have thrown a rock that hard and that far to actually hurt my mother. And then on top of it, my mother was really scary. So I would never, I get beat all the way to the cabin. Right. I'll face the Sasquatch before I face my mother. So, but yeah, that was my experience. It was like something actually attacked, like threw something at my mother's leg, and it was a big bruise, and we just kind of ran to the car after that. We're just like, yeah, it wasn't me, I'm out, and we all got in the car and went home. So talking to professional or more experienced or seasoned Sasquatch or Bigfoot experts, if you can call them experts. I don't know what they call themselves. But I was informed that I actually did pretty much have a experience. But at that time, I didn't know that these things existed. So I was young. I didn't have this experience yet, and to know about all this yet. And then I had, when I was about, I would say probably about 4 years later, and I'm like right there in Connecticut, New York area, right there at the border in New Fairfield. This is in the newspapers, so you can look it up. We saw, me, my whole family, we were outside, we were inside, but then we went out, the whole family went outside. We looked up, and above our heads, like literally right above our heads, just above the tree line, like just the trees where the leaves were moving slightly, was like a 10-story building. And it was all glass, because you could see those glass, all the glass squares, and some were lit up and some weren't. And it was insane. It was like, if we didn't, like, everybody in the neighborhood see this, we would have like been like thinking we just dreamt it or something, because it was so crazy how it happened. Because it was just kind of this massive building right above our heads, like just above the trees. And it was just doing this boom, boom, like pulsating kind of feeling and sensation and sound. And then you could tell when it was like getting loud, like it was like starting to rev up, the engines were starting to rev up. And when it started to rotate, you could see that it was a boomerang shaped building. And then it started to move a little bit more. So you could feel that the leaves were starting to move a little bit more. And then it started to move up the road a little bit. And then it got a little bit faster, a little bit faster. And then my mom started chasing it. And she said, "Please take me." And then it was gone. And if we didn't, if we were like, "You scared it away, Ma." So, but anyway, the whole town saw it. It was the talk of the town. It was newspapers. We called the officials, and they said that it was a helicopter. Like, we're all idiots. So, but so the whole town, everybody in the neighborhood saw it. It was just this massive, massive building floating above our heads. It was intense. And my uncle went to go in the house. He ran in the house to go get his camera, but instead he came out with his binoculars. So I guess he was a little excited. So we never got pictures of it, but I'm sure there's pictures of it somewhere, because in the newspapers, because that was insane. And that was like, oh my gosh, I think I was 14 or 15 at that time.
Wow. So thinking back, I mean, obviously at that age, especially if you're not already into the stuff, you don't know about things like missing time or anything like that. But thinking back, do you think there was anything like that going on, especially with such a close encounter?
We have a lot of activity back east. It's really intense. So it's like, it was kind of shocking to see. At the same time, it wasn't shocking, because every Thursday we would have an experience of some sort. And we lived near the water. We lived near this big lake. And so it's, if it's possible, I mean, I don't doubt anything. I think everything is possible, because, you cannot doubt anything, at least with my life. Yes, I believe there can be ripples in time. I believe that we can lose time, because I lose time all the time. I'm always gone somewhere. I travel. I don't know where I'm going half the time, and I have to be zoomed, ripped back into my own body. But it's amazing. You can never doubt anything. You got to leave everything open for, the possibility.
That's what I tell people. Look at the things that we know. We had 60-foot lizards walking on the same dirt that we walk on. Excuse me. Tell me that isn't bananas. So if that is true, and then we're on a rock that's just floating in space, literally floating, excuse me, then if those things are possible and we know that they're true, then what else is possible? And that's why I try to get people to start. If you have a skeptical mindset, think of the things that you already know that are weird and true, and then just open your mind up to everything else. So with that being said, obviously we got, what if you had to guess, what do you think all this is about? Like, what do you think this whole phenomenon thing is about? The paranormal side, the alien side, the Bigfoot side. What do you think all this is about?
It's about reality.
How do you think it relates to us?
We are born on this teeny tiny, we're on a speck of dust basically, and it feels huge to us, but there's so many other universes out there and galaxies, and we are like a speck of dust. So to think that we are the only, in my opinion, if for people to think that we are the only intelligent life forms in existence, that's a little small-minded. Because we are just this tiny little speck of existence. We might even be a science experiment for all we know. And I know that like the nuns would probably, Sister Benelda would probably like roll over in the grave hearing that, but but because I was told you just got to believe. Well, you know what, and have faith. And so you know what, I'm believing and I'm having faith because just because we're created, and look at all the insane things that were unusual things that were created on our own earth that we do see.
Mm-hmm.
What's out there? What else was created? We're just babies. We're just toddlers to whatever else is out there. So it's pretty, I mean, you just got to keep your mind open because, and have it, because I mean, I at times that, through readings and stuff, I talk to Pleiadians. It's like, I'm not even really sure, like I'm talking to other species and aliens and beings that I don't even know it existed, and people are just like, and I'm when I'm giving readings, I'm just kind of letting things flow. Mm-hmm. And people are like validating, oh well, because I'm like half the time I'm like kind of going, write it down because I don't know what I'm saying or what this means, but if it means something to you, then okay, that's great. I'm just the conduit. So, but people think demons, and if there's angels, there's demons. There's always an opposite.
Mm-hmm.
One, you got good, you got bad. You got positive, you got negative. Everything's a balance.
This is true. This is very true. I can remember a time, because my first experience was 2 years ago, a little over 2. Before that, I always felt like aliens were real. I always felt like UFOs were real. I just didn't know they were here all the time. So that's the thing that kind of started blowing my mind. And I will say my outlook on some other things within the phenomena, under the phenomena, I used to look at is that true? I don't really know. Bigfoot, for one, a long time ago, I used to look at him like, is that, I mean, come on, they would have found it, by now. Even tarot card reading, even psychics. I used to pass by, there's a psychic shop in the town that I grew up in, and it's downtown, and it's like the only one that I would ever see. And it was like an old style, like a Victorian style little cottage. And it had the neon lights in the window saying psychic read. And I used to pass by it all the time. It's like, I don't know about that. But once I began to get opened up to the phenomena, then one thing brought me to the next. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is real. Oh, okay, there's something to that. And it's always blew my mind when psychics were able to tell people things that they shouldn't know. I'm like, how do you even explain that? Like, that right there is something that is scary to me. And it's actually mind-blowing, right? You do it all the time, so I'm pretty sure you never really felt like that, right?
Being raised by a family that does that, it's kind of normal. So so it's and I know it kind of can freak people out, and that's why when I am in public, I try to not approach people unsolicited. I do every now and then if spirit really wants me to do it. Like they're like, I had at one time, it felt as if like the spirit was like grabbing and pulling, my stomach right through my spine. And to make me go back to this one person that I had a feeling about. And I was just like, no, I was 4 o'clock in the morning, Walmart. I was trying to avoid people. And, and then it's like, so I was trying not to approach this person. So, but if it wants you to, it will. And so I'm used to that kind of stuff. And so I don't think that sometimes I forget that other people don't, that this isn't normal. So, yeah. But though I do tell you, I'll tell you, I do avoid those psychic shops. I do, because a lot of them, I've gone to a couple just because since my aunt had passed and my mom has dementia. So it's, she's got a good days and bad days, but so I don't have that anymore, that closeness, that I can go to somebody that I trust and know for sure is real. Though when I do find somebody who I can see and tap into their energy and say that they do have the ability to learn this, I will teach somebody once in a while. I don't typically do it all the time because everyone's like, oh, give lessons. Yeah, this is something I grew up with. And this is my own way. And so to give this gift to somebody, it means a lot to me. It's very personal. But yeah, so I stay away from those people because they do weird stuff. They'll scam people, and then when they find out that they can't scam me, they try to do this, I can't see, it's just all darkness, and it's like, well, then give me my money back, So it's just like, if you're not going to give me the reading, then give me my money back, and don't do this to other people. So
that's cool that you point that out and you call those people out. Yeah, because I grew up in the era of Miss Cleo and the psychic hotline and that kind of weird stuff, right? So it didn't help the stigma, it didn't help the understanding that this stuff was real. But even then, though, sifting through that, you would still come across the people that said, I went up to this person knew something they should not have known at all. Yes. And then that right there, now I'm sold, because if I can show that this person isn't in collusion with this other person, then it has to be a real thing. Let me ask you this. I've seen people do psychic readings with just regular playing cards. Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
So what is it that you're doing? Are you, without giving all the details of how would you compare a tarot deck to a regular deck? Is it just the suits or what is it?
Yeah, the suits link to the suits from the tarot, suits from the regular playing deck. I can't do it myself, but I did grow up, even though I grew up in a Catholic school, one of my best friends from Catholic school in elementary school, we would go to school together, and we come home from school and we go to my house first and get a tarot card reading from my mother. And then we'd walk to her house and get a card reading from her mother. And her mother read the regular deck, and she's from Germany. So that's what she did. She read the actual card playing deck. So we got, both kind of readings, and it was really interesting, and how accurate you can be with them. Where the tarot cards, it's like, we've got pictures, we've got all kinds of, I don't know if you can see it now or not, but it's like all kinds of stuff like you can pick up, and there's like no real meanings. I mean, there's a bunch of meanings, obviously, but I don't know all the meanings. Because I basically just tap into my intuition. But what it can do is just, it can magnify for me, go 3D for me in certain, like maybe something on the card will go 3D, and then I will be like, oh, I got this, and then that will give me more information to give you some more detail. But yes, the suits mean something. So it's all kind of interconnected.
Okay, so yeah, we got about 5 minutes till we go to break. And what we're gonna do, guys, is when we come back, hour 2, we're gonna get right into those readings, because there's a lot of you out there that want a reading. Now, let me see here. So actually, let's do this. Do you mind doing one right before we go to break?
Sure.
All right. I'm just gonna pick. I got Cielo out there because Cielo said they were first. They asked first, and I'm gonna make sure the Cielo gets the reading first. So Cielo Azul said, "I asked you first, Rob, for a reading. So what do you need from Cielo?"
Okay, you ready, Cielo? Anything? Are we talking anything in particular, like, or is it just general? Is that what you're wanting to know?
Cielo, are you out there? What do you want to know specifically? No relationship stuff, no health stuff, please. We got no problem. What did you want to know, Cielo?
Okay, well, I have a new opportunity financially for you. It hasn't happened yet, my dear, and does look like here, but something financial is definitely coming your way. It does look like here also that we have the Chariot here, which tells me you are motivated towards this financial situation. Whether this is a beginning one, or this is something that is growing for you, but it is focusing on the Ace of Pentacles for me, which tells me a financial situation. And then with that, it does tell me here, I got the Moon card here for you, which tells me basically, it's behind the scenes. It hasn't happened yet. So whatever this new opportunity financially is happening for you, it's going to be something really positive because you're so motivated towards it. You've been working towards it. They're telling me you've been working really hard towards this and trying to manifest it. And it just takes a decision, a final decision to make this happen. And it looks successful. I do see you mastering something new here with this. And it is going to be a competitive field, but you're going to ace it. You're going to ace it and here UFC says you have a great foundation for it. And then if there is a partnership around this, it shows here, it's like it's already in the process. It's already forming. Everything's coming your way. So whatever this is financially, listen to, everyone says, yeah, just forget about the past and look forward towards the future. But the past right here is going to tell you, see all these little swords here? This is going to tell you all those experiences from the past. Those were lessons. So take those lessons and instill them here for your future, because those lessons are going to make your future smoother waters for you. So yes, and you will be successful with it. You're motivated. It just takes decision and you will succeed.
All right. Awesome stuff. Awesome sauce, Cielo. I like that. That was good. It felt good. How do you feel about that, Cielo? I would love to know how you feel about that, if you wouldn't mind responding. And Kira, definitely, I saw your request there, and I'm definitely going to get you. And yes, Sierra, I did see yours, and I do have you ready to go. As we got about a minute and a half before we go ahead and go to break, and we'll pick back up on all this afterwards. Let's do this real quick, Onae. What have you? Give us something spooky. Give us a quick little spooky something from your past, Halloween related.
Oh, Halloween related. Oh, just Halloween in general, because it's just what it happens is the veil is the thinnest at Halloween. And so for me personally, being so intuitive and so connected to spirit, you can see and hear and sense things that normally you can't hear, see, and sense as well. So it's a lot of intense energy. So it's, and yes, I love Halloween. That has been my favorite, holiday, and I celebrate it. But it's so intense when the spirits come in, and what happens is they like to channel, and I'm a channeler. And I was in a church where I grew up in a church where we did the channeling and we learned. And I have my associate pastor with that when I was the head pastor, my associate pastor, Joe Marzoff. She was amazing.
Let's hold it right there, Onae. We're getting ready to go to break. Everybody, don't go anywhere. We're coming right back after the break with Onae, giving more readings. You guys get ready.
Conversations that move the needle.
Conversations that move the needle.
You're listening to After Hours with Mr. Rob G on the only place where you can own the night. Spaced Out Radio.
Spaced Out Radio.
You've tuned your dial to the right frequency.
All right, Onae, we're off camera for 5 minutes. See you in a minute. everybody. Welcome back to Spaced Out Radio. After hour number 2, after hour number 1 went by pretty fast. Filling in for Dave Scott tonight, and we got about 30 seconds as we come back from radio break with our guest, Onae, giving readings. You guys get ready. We got a list of them, and we're going to run through them. Got you, Polly. You're on the list. Ten seconds. Here we go. Welcome back to Spaced Out Radio after hour number 2 with me, your host, Mr. Rob G. Filling in for Dave Scott tonight on a Halloween themed show as we're back with our guest, Onae. She's giving awesome readings tonight. We're going to do a lot of them this hour, so you guys don't go anywhere. And if you miss any of this show, remember, you can jump right back in time, go into the archive, youtube.com/@spacedoutradio as we go ahead and get right back into these readings. So going down the list here, let me see. Who would have been next? Let me make this fair. Let me go ahead and okay, this is an important question actually first. Super Crazy Movie Geek wants to know, Onae, is it possible to get a very negative reading, like if you do a reading for a very bad person?
Okay, well, if you get a very negative reading, I would definitely suggest you get another reader who does not delve into the negativity. A lot of people use that as a fear factor to scare people, and it's you want to deal with people who are going to be more on a positive note and energy, because when you deal with the negative energy, yes, you can have a negative person and you could and you could read for a negative person, but when you have somebody who really delves into the negativity of it, that's when you really need to watch who you're dealing with and getting a reading from. Because I get negative people, you can't avoid it. They're everywhere, but it's just what you're doing and everybody has negative experiences. Everybody's got their own crap. We all have our issues. The point of a reading, at least in my opinion, and why I do it, is to find guidance, to find, am I on the right path? Am I, okay, yes, this is a crappy situation, but what's beyond this crappy situation? How do I get through this? How do I get beyond this? I try to focus on what you can do, where your strengths are, and what to focus on the positive in your life, because the negative will go away. It will stop. It will fall away if you focus on the silver lining and the lesson, and also where you want to find yourself in the future. So I feel it's my job as a reader and a minister to help you through this negative energy. And even if you're a bad person, I tap into souls. When you look into my eyes and I'm looking into your eyes, I see you, and I see you, and I touch your soul. And that's how I do my work. And yes, there may be negative people out there and sad people out there, but I can touch and read your soul, and I can see the good in you, and I can see the good in everything. There's silver lining. Though there's some monsters out there that you don't want to deal with, and those I will not deal with. But yeah, there's always a negative person, but then there's very bad people out there. But depending upon how bad and what they've done is in their life, as far as their own choices, because everybody has a choice. You can have lived in a negative experience and existence due to your environment, but it doesn't need to be repeated. You can break that cycle. You can move forward and beyond the monsters you were raised by or or developed by and molded by. You don't have to be that person. You can be who your soul really wants to be. And I'm there to help you through that.
And well said. And in general, a negative reader is probably going to give you a negative reading, because negativity feeds off negative energy, and it's just a cyclical sort of thing. So well said. And you don't count on a negative reading tonight, Super Crazy Movie Geek. It's going to be all positivity and looking for the silver lining in the clouds out there. So awesome stuff, and definitely important thing to address as we get back into the readings here. We had I'm going to go ahead and get Kira up here. Kira wanted to get a reading for our Dave Scotts, the leader of the Woo Train here. She wanted to know if you could, maybe do a reading on behalf of Dave.
Is Dave giving me permission to tap into his energy? Or are we spying on Dave?
Okay.
Are we violating Dave's privacy?
Okay. Hey, fair enough. I understand that. Fair enough. Let's see. Lunico, is the law of attraction to summon a phone call from your desired person a real thing? Meditation exercises, imagining them calling you and then having it happen in real life, is that a real thing?
Yes. Isn't it amazing? It's you're connecting with somebody's soul on an energy level. It's all energy, and we're connecting. And when when you're feeling the energy of somebody else, or you're thinking about them, or you'll be like busy doing your own thing, and then all of a sudden they'll pop into your mind, and next thing you know, the phone rings and it's them, or you bump into them at the grocery store, or what, it's like, yes, your energies, we're connecting, and yes, that is possible.
All right. And then Jennifer is saying, I'm here, tag me please for a reading. So here you go, Jennifer.
All right, Jennifer, can you quickly type in exactly what you might be wanting to focus on? Otherwise, I'm just going to give you what I got here.
All right, Jennifer, if you could go ahead, type it in. And then as well, since you're saying that, let's do this as well. So the next person I'm calling up is Sierra. So Sierra, also put in the chat what you would like to have read, as you're up next. So Jennifer says anything.
All right, Jennifer, you ready? Here we go. Oh, I've got relationship and partnership for you, hon. So it does look like here with this, that this is something that's coming up here for you. You are definitely connected to this person on an intuitive level. So it does look like here with this, stop crying over the spilt milk and the past, though. Okay, so if this is somebody new in your life and this new relationship, don't let the past relationships experiences sabotage the new one, okay? Because you are definitely connected to this person. And I'm feeling, and they're saying in my head, they're saying past life. So this person that you are connected with right now is I'm feeling as if this was a past life connection as well, and you were meant to meet. So, and it's saying here, focus on what's going on right now in your life. What are the positive things in your life right now? Focus on that, because it's saying here, go after your desires. Yes, this is the devil card, but it doesn't mean anything bad. It just means this is the desire card. So it's either things that you need to let go of, which with it being right here, next to this card right here, the 5 of Cups, tells me you need to let go of things that don't serve you anymore. Let the past go. Learn your lesson and from the experiences you've had, and let it go, so that you experienced it for a reason. You had a human experience. Your soul is learning, and that's why to have this human experience right now. And you learned your lesson from the past. So just take it as a lesson, that release the negative energies from it, and cut the tie from it. And so that you can move forward with this new relationship and partnership that's on its way, if you're not already in it. And it does show here, because if you don't, you're constantly putting yourself in a stalemate situation of not being able to move forward with what you're wanting. And you, my dear, are a very grounded person, a practical person, but also a very passionate person. So, and I also do see things happening here for you probably within or around a month. If this person is not in your life yet, they will be. You'll probably be meeting them or somehow being connected to them in some form within or around a month. And I'm going to say the latest probably is by Capricorn.
All right. Awesome stuff. Jennifer, I hope you are pleased with that reading as we go to Sierra next. And Sierra's basically saying her question is pertaining to spirituality, home, and wealth. Thank you.
Okay, Sierra. They're saying whatever it is that you're wanting, my dear, you can manifest it. They are saying you have that ability to picture things and actually not even just picture them. It's saying here you have this way, this tangible way of your energy is just makes things tangible. You figure out what you're wanting. And then when you figure that out, once you know what you want in your mind, it's as if you manifest it and you start moving the steps come to fruition. You just start moving forward towards what you're wanting. And as far as spirituality, home, and wealth, it's all tied together, because whatever you are picturing and wanting and desiring, you are a spiritual being. And this is basically saying you create and make happen. You make it manifest. You manifest what you're wanting. And there's growth here happening here for you. And it's a time of fertility. And it's saying here, you're going to get your wish. So this is abundance and wish happening here. And the fertility card doesn't necessarily mean you're pregnant. So, I know that can be kind of scary for some people, but it might be just the fertility, the growth and birth of your spirituality, of you accepting it and letting it and just trusting it and letting it grow and manifest the things that you are wanting, the things that you're wanting in your home. And also when it comes to all that, wealth is included in that. There are many forms of wealth also, it's not just money. It's not just material things. So you are wealthy in spirituality and also manifesting the things in the home. So, and I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
All right. That works. And let's see here. I'm pulling up Stephen Finnegan. So if you could put in here what it is that you're looking for, I would appreciate it. If not, then I'll just jump. We got Michael Ledger is already ready. So I'll go back to you, Stephen. Michael Ledger is wanting to know, Onae, can you tell me about my connection to God? Thank you, dear soul.
Your connection to God, Michael? Okay. Well, we are part of our creator. We're all souls in a meat suit. We're just kind of borrowing this for a while to have a human experience and to feel these things. But when we release this, we go back to one. And at least this is my view of what they're giving me for you. They're telling me here that you have an extra. You've been here more than once, obviously. You are an old soul. And what it is basically you have a little bit stronger of a cord that you keep connected to your God. Okay. And I'm saying your God, it could be whatever you feel it is. Okay. Many people have many different ways of saying and relating to their God, creator, universe, whatever. But they're showing me you have a special cord and a connection and communication. You have almost like a direct dial. And I don't know if you realize this, but there's going to be times when you're like walking around and you just talk to God. And it's as if like while you're walking and you like do this, they show me you're walking down a road, even like a dirt road. I don't know where you live, but it feels as if like you're walking. And when you're walking, it's as you're getting your answers. Like God is communicating. You have this open connection. And if you're not feeling this open connection, try it. Go for the walk. Wherever you live, just make sure it's a safe place wherever you're walking, and let them know where you're walking, where you're going off to. But they're showing me when it comes to your connection to him, you actually have a more open channel than you realize, or maybe you do realize this, and this is and this is why you're wondering, how do things happen for you? Because yes, he's listening. And I say he because that's just the way I was raised, but I could say she as well. So, but it's definitely a major, you have this open core, this absolute connection right there with this person. Not with this person, with God in this sense. So, and that's what I'm getting for you. I feel like this is something that you already know. You already have it within you. You already know the answers, because God answers you all the time. And you hear it. You just get this. Sometimes it's in your own voice in your head. And then sometimes it's just a knowing. And this is, and like, you just get like this peaceful feeling like, yep, this is it. I know my answer. This is my connection. And and when you're in this meat suit, it's sometimes a little bit harder for that connection, but at the same time, you have an easier, more open, direct dial, in a sense, to your creator, and and you're more open to it. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you.
All right, great. And so we had Susan Place next. Let me see if anyone's asked for anything specific. Let's see.
Oh, and Michael, since you still have his name up there, yep. He's also giving. I'm also getting, and I don't know if this is resonating to you, but I'm feeling, since the name is still up there and the message is still flowing, I feel like there was a connection to, if it's a previous life or some other kind of connection here. It is to another. I don't know if it's another universe, another planet, another intelligent existence, but not here on Earth. It's so I almost kind of feel like it's like I guess I would say an alien connection, and they're not telling me what it is, but they are showing me reptiles. So I don't know what reptiles mean to you, but they're just showing me a reptile. So I don't. So I'm just giving that off to you. If that's not yours, if it resonates with somebody else, then great. But I just had to relay that.
All right.
If I don't, it stays with me until I do release it.
Yeah, definitely. We got Polly asked she would love a general professional reading, please.
Yes, my dear. Polly. And professional. Polly, you like to do a lot of reading, like book reading. It's like you're really book smart and techie. And if that's not it, it's what they're showing me is downloads. It's showing the green the numbers, like neon numbers, going up and down kind of thing. And that's kind of what I keep forgetting that I have this on. I keep thinking it's hair. So, but this is what I'm getting for you. It's like definitely some kind of connection there for you. That is where you blossom and bloom. And learning, it's almost as if like when you learn something, it's in your brain forever. It's like it never leaves. You can always get back to it so fast. And like, unlike me, it's like when I have something and I get a download of something, it's there and then it's gone. It's like I released it. And then good luck if I can find it again. But for you, my dear, it's saying here, yeah, you've got messages coming here and you're waiting for a message to come. And it's all about you making a decision around work. And I'm going to say probably around the time frame of Aquarius or Gemini. I would say Libra, but I'm not going to say Libra. I think that's too far down, too far in the future. I'm feeling more like it's going to be Aquarius or the latest Gemini, that you're going to be getting this message that you've been waiting for and wanting to hear. And here it's going to be good news coming your way. There's going to be somebody with the initial. I'm going to take these things off. Okay. Somebody with the possible initial of an MNAT, possible initial is around this message coming your way. So, and it is going to require possibly a trip or some back and forth communication, but also maybe even traveling. It does look like here, You are motivated. Once you get this message, you are motivated. And it does look like here, again, focus on the now. Don't be insecure. Don't let things from the past affect you. Those were lessons. Those are experiences for you to learn a lesson. So let it go. Focus on the here and now and where you want to see your future going. Surround yourself by those that can help you, influence you to where you want to be in your future. So they're saying you need to let go, because if you don't, you feel trapped all the time, and you're not trapped. All it is just a decision and a choice. And it's saying here with that, once you make that choice, things are going to move fast for you, fast and furious. Okay. And it's saying here, it hasn't happened yet. And don't let this, the fears of the unknown or the fears of the past overwhelm you. It's an experience. It's life. It's an adventure. So just think of it as an adventure, and we're in the journey. Just think of that and focus on that, because that is what's really important here. And I'll leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
Yeah, see, she definitely resonated, especially with the green numbers. So that was awesome. Now we got Susan Place coming up next, and Susan is going to be typing in something a little more specific as far as her request. So I'm just waiting on that. And okay. She says she can't think of anything specific. So can you give her something general?
I sure can. Susan. And then I'd like to throw someone in there if I can. Joe Marzoff, if you can find that name. Get that on the list. Because I would like to.
Joe, if you're out there, Joe Marzoff, go ahead and type your name in the chat so I can tag you.
All right, you ready, Susan? Here we go. Oh my goodness, hon. Whatever it is that you are focusing on or needing or waiting for, it's saying here joy and happiness is on its way. It shows here, right here for you. You also are waiting for a message, and it does look like here you're trying to figure out exactly what you want. And and happiness is definitely on its way. I feel happiness, joy, success. And here's the Lover's card right here. This is a message that you're waiting for, and you're trying to figure out what you want. But the Lover's card here does not necessarily always mean lovers. It can mean choices that you have. You've got a couple choices here that you need to make a decision on. But regardless of what the decision is, you can't go wrong, because it's saying here the World card right here shows success with this, Susan. Success and joy, and it will bring you your passion or passion in your life. So because you're having the Ace of Cups with the Lover's card there, it's not only like a passion of like something that you love to do, but this could also be passion with somebody as well. So, and it could be joint as well. So, and it's showing here comfort, okay, closeness, family, everything that you're wanting is happening here for you. You just have to listen for the message, because it's coming, and I do see you learning something new, and it does look like success. So Susan, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest here, or you're waiting for it to happen, it is definitely happening here for you. It hasn't, if you feel like it hasn't happened yet, it's because you haven't opened up to the possibility of another option. Okay, another way, another route, and whatever, another connection. So this is kind of what's happening. So listen to the stars, look up to God, look up at the sky, whatever this is. If that's where you get your messages from, and when you're meditating, there's another option there. So manifest away, because you have happiness and joy here and success with what you're wanting. But there's choices here, and you're only thinking you have so many to choose from, but there's something out there that you just haven't looked up yet and noticed. It's being offered to you. So just kind of pay attention, keep waiting, keep listening, and it's going to happen for you. And I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
All right. That sounds awesome, Susan. I hope you're satisfied with that. It sounds good and positive. And we're going to go ahead and take a break real quick as we get ready to go into the last half of the second hour already. Can't believe it, right here with Onae, giving fantastic readings raising the vibration for a lot of people here. You guys don't go anywhere. We got a lot more readings to go. Stay right there. All right, we are clear. We are clear. So we 5-minute break. If you need to do anything, Onae, I know you've been hot on these readings. If you need a drink of water or whatever you need to do.
I got my coffee right here. Thank you. I came prepared.
Yeah, they were they were poking at you, talking about coffee. I hear that she's from Boston. They said Boston, but I don't know. East Coast.
I'm from the East Coast because I was like, I never really lived anywhere in particular for very long. I was like I'm still a gypsy, and I was always a gypsy. I was moving every 6 months to a year, my whole childhood and life, basically. So, and I moved from Connecticut to New York, Connecticut, New York, Connecticut, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania. You know, I was like all over the place. And then I finally went to Arizona, then back to Connecticut, and then New York. So it's, you know, and then I moved to Wisconsin and Minnesota, and then I moved to Texas for about a minute. Then I moved to California for like a half a second, because California is just not my thing. But Tim, thank you so much. You are such a sweetheart. So,
and what do you so you say no California? How many states have you been to?
Well, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, like basically all of back east, because it's like, you know, Arizona can fit all of back east in like, you know, so it's all just, you know, just down the road for me. So all that back east. And then I've been to West Virginia. I've been to Virginia. I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to, where else have I been to? Minnesota, Wisconsin. And then I've been to, just California and Arizona mostly beyond that. So otherwise, I've driven through a lot of places because I just drive everywhere. I'm, you know, always on, you know, doing events, paracons and things like that, and other kinds of events as well, spiritual events and things. So
you've been to Louisiana?
Oh my gosh, yes, I was. I was there for I was there twice. I was there for an event, a paranormal event, and then I was also there to officiate a wedding of a friend of mine, Howard Petrie. I officiated. Jax and I drove across country to go to his wedding, and because I was officiating it, that was my gift to him, was to officiate his wedding.
Is that the story she tells where you guys are driving through Texas?
That was the craziest
down that road.
That was the great, yeah. I even lived in Texas for a little bit there, in Spring, Texas, near Galveston. So, but yeah, that was like the craziest freaking. I mean, we were like, oh my God, this is the worst drive ever. This is the worst road trip ever. And that ended up being like the best part of our trip. It was like insane. And like no one in their right mind would believe us, and I wouldn't believe us if I didn't have her there helping me go like, yeah, okay, I'm not crazy. We did see this. We did experience this. It is the most insane. We have the most insane trips. When we get together, it's just like crazy, crazy. You know, it's just, and we're due for a new trip. So just wait. It's coming soon.
Yeah. She told me, she said, yeah, you're the bestie and you guys are on that road and it gets crazy. I could tell because I was in Reno with both of you guys and I could see you guys had a great energy together. You could tell it's like best friend energy, you know? Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
And you know how we met? It was Facebook, and we just started somehow weirdly just got connected on Messenger. I think we had just friend requested each other or something. I don't remember how we got connected, really, to be honest. And it was Messenger like hours before I was getting ready to board the plane to go to the MGM, so Vegas. So I was in Vegas, Nevada. And we went to this event, and we hit it off in Messenger. So like, oh my God, I can't wait to meet you. And then when we did, we met like my friends that were there, and Joe Marzoff was one of them. She's my associate pastor from the church that we grew up in. And And so Joe was there with me, and this other person was there. And when Jax and I saw each other, because we were like, where are you? Where are you? And when we finally met, it was like major. You could totally tell we were connected in a past life, and that this was a major reconnection, because we have not been parted since. It's like we have been best friends ever since, and I could never picture my life without her. It was just so fun. But that's an example of a past life connection,
Yeah.
and reconnection. So we've been it was like, and they were like, do you know this person? We're like, no, we just met just now. and it's just been an adventure ever since. It's like there's never a dull moment with us, ever.
That is wild. So I want to let everybody know too. So just as we just did for the last few, if you guys aren't asking anything specific, we're just going to call it a general reading, guys, as we go through these. And we got about 10 seconds to go. Here we go. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Spaced Out Radio, the After Hours radio show. Filling in for Dave Scott tonight. We're getting back into some awesome readings here with Onae. She's been crushing it, and we're going to go ahead. We got a lot more to go. You guys don't want to go anywhere. We only have about 20 more minutes with this guest. So make sure that you get your request in as we go ahead and jump into the next person in line. And let's see. That is going to be... Let's go with Restore Belief with Nikki. Angels Are Light. She says, I'm curious about the ETs in me, or general reading is great too. Thank you.
Hi, Nikki. Yeah, I am looking at you, and what I can see here is they are showing me. Now, again, I don't read up on as much as I had an experience and I believe in everything. I don't read up on different aliens. I don't even hardly watch TV to even like be exposed to this. But what they're showing me is a P and an L, and so and I don't know if this is the planet or if this that they're talking about, or if this is like Pleiadians. So it's saying here, I feel like if you are connected with the extraterrestrial, I almost kind of feel like it's the Pleiadians, but they're not actually what they're telling me. And I have no idea if this is correct or not. So this is just what's flowing through me, what they're giving me is, it's, I don't know what this means, like third star from the right. I don't know what that means. Third star to the right, third star. So it's saying, so Pleiadians, read up on the Pleiadians if you can. This is going to give you, this is that, because it says PL. So that's what and then PL, see if there's like any kind of, I guess you can Google, I don't know. PL for planet or Pleiadian maybe. But this is the kind of feeling I'm getting. And the reason why is it's saying this to me is because it's not even extraterrestrial. It's almost as if it's like they were here, like it's like they were us, or you were even there where they were, where they are, and you're here now because you're here to teach the knowledge that they already know because you were already there with them. If that makes sense. So if this makes sense to you, great. It's like they were, it's like they're not even extraterrestrial, because it's like they are us from the future coming back to educate, and they send us back, or not me, not us, but you back, so that you can help and enlighten and inspire and direct and guide others into the areas in their life to move forward and educate them. You have this extra worldly knowledge that you are meant to share. And so you need to move forward with that and keep that's part of your mission, if you've been wondering what your mission is or your reasoning for being here, it is to definitely educate and help those that are lost and that do need that. And not everybody, there's a lot of people are lost, but there's certain people that you can connect to that were with you there or are needing to be there or are connected in some form to the Pleiadian time and have forgotten when they pop back into the meat suit for this journey. You kind of forget things and you have this searching need. And it's saying here, this is what your purpose is, here to help people and direct them and help remind them. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
All right. Awesome stuff. And I definitely know someone that resonated with Nikki because she is a deliverer of messages and information. So that is actually pretty awesome, Nikki. You got a good one there. Let's see. Going to the next one. And yes, I haven't seen anything yet, Kira, from him. So I'll take that your next request here in just a moment. Val, SWPA. I would appreciate anything on past life or lives.
It's funny because when it comes to past lives, it's like when people other psychics are like, oh, I'm a past life reader. I've always had even me being a reader, I'm always skeptical because you could say anything, right? But the thing is what's going to happen is you're going to know when you have the right reader relaying the message to you because it's going to resonate. And even if it doesn't resonate at that moment, it will resonate a little bit later, as to what the message is. And because it's going to come through in your dreams. And that's what they're kind of guiding me towards right now. Val is saying here that you know your past lives. You are connected to at least 3 of them continuously. It's as if you pop in and out with them. And it's saying here that, you are mastering this, okay? You're mastering the experiences from your past, and your past lives you're remembering them through your dreams. And then also it's also helping you with where you are at right here and right now. And these past life experiences are coming up and popping up in the dreams, different ones at different times, because of where you are in this life and what you're experiencing in this life at that time. So what they are telling me here is you actually flash back to them like a wrinkle in time. Like you actually go there and get bits of information and remember. And it's not, and if you're not realizing this, it's not a dream. Okay. This is you actually traveling. And I guess you could say time travel in a sense, but it's like through a ripple, like a wrinkle or something. It's just like, it's there. You're just there and then you come right back. But you recognize, and sometimes you think, oh, am I daydreaming? Or did I dream that? No, this was real, hon. This is you connecting to your previous life. But the thing is you got 3 of them right now. And one of them is making me feel like I'm in a white gown, and it's a little bit coarse fabric. And it's kind of itchy. But it's like, it's got long sleeves and it's a long gown and you have long hair. So I'm again, I can't assume because of the long hair, you're female, but I'm feeling like this is a feminine energy coming through from a previous life, where they wore like the rough cotton. It's like a rough cotton, a rough woven fabric feeling. And you're barefoot, and I'm feeling like you're in this like wooden cottage or something, or wooden, it's got like, again, Joanna Gaines, I'm like shiplap. I love shiplap. So, and this is kind of like what this is, but it's not painted. It's just like all these wood walls everywhere. And that is one of them. And I do feel like you were in another one that also says shiplap to me. Again, is like, it's almost like a connection to another previous life. Is where you're getting, I think you are on a ship, it's taking me to where I feel I'm near water, and I'm feeling the spray of the water, of salt water on my skin, and I can feel it and taste it. So this is kind of what I'm getting here for you. So those are two different, I'm assuming they're two different past lives that you are connected to, but your experiences there are telling you in those lives, they're helping you connect with and understand and work through the experiences you're having now in this life at specific times. So, but there's 3 in particular that you're dealing with right now. You've been here like 10 times at least. So you are definitely an old soul. So know that you are connecting with each life. You're remembering. Your soul is helping you remember through your dreams as you're moving through this life. And I'm going to leave that with you, hon. I hope that helps.
All right. And Onae, we have about 10 more readings, so I know it's going to carry us to the end of the hour. Are you okay with staying maybe for about 10 minutes into the next hour so we can get everybody out the way? Great.
Yeah.
Everyone appreciates it too, I'm sure. Let me get to the next one here. We had Joanne Marzoff.
Okay. General for Joe. Let's see. This woman is the most amazing woman you will ever meet. And I'm trying to find ways to get us back into forming another church, because she is the most amazing and most spiritual and influential and inspirational person you will ever meet. And Joe, for you, my dear, let's see what we got going on here for you. Now, I haven't seen Joe in a long time. So we left the church because you can be spiritual and loving, but it's very hard when you want to like strangle people. So, but anyway, Joe, it looks like right here, it tells me right here, you feel like you're in a stalemate, sweet pea. It does look like here, it's like there's the unknown here happening here for you. And you're wondering what's going on. And it kind of feels a little bit like, jaded from something from the past that was like, and it's saying here, the fears of the unknown is also kind of like making you a little nervous. It's balance here, hon. Balance in your life is what's happening here for you. You're in a shift. It's saying a shift. Right now you're feeling like you're in a stalemate, but you're not. It's not. It's meant for you to sit down, relax, chill, download what you need to download, and then be ready for the next chapter. Okay? Because all it is it's you balancing out. You've been on go mode, and Zoom mode for constantly so long. It's like every muscle in my body is tense right now. And it's saying here, now it's time for you to just breathe, chill, relax, download this whole new existence that you're going to be having. Because it's saying here around the time frame of Capricorn, answers will be coming to you. And it's worth the investment that you're going to be doing. All the work that you're going to be moving forward to, it's like you are sharp-minded, you're ready to go right there. It shows like right there, and it's saying here an opportunity will be presenting itself right there. It hasn't happened yet because it is touching the moon card, and you're waiting for that message. Don't stress over the message. It will happen when your soul is ready for the next chapter. And I'm going to leave that with you, hon, and I hope that helps.
All right, great stuff. And let's see, and who's been waiting for a while. Little Cat 51 actually was first. Asking for later, William Cameron Carter, January 16th, 2002, general reading.
2002. How sweet. January 16th. Oh my goodness, hon. You are like my son. My youngest son is 1/18/02. So, oh my gosh, you could have been my baby. So let's see what we got here for you, hon. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know what's going on here for you, but do you feel like you are on a spiritual path? It does look like here you are like, I don't know if you just needing to get more spiritual or feel more spiritual or share spirituality and teach spirituality and help those around you. Because it's showing here the wish card is right there. So whatever you are wishing for, it's going to happen. It does look like here you are a very emotional person, and it does show. And don't worry about don't hide your emotions. Don't hide that, because that's your genuine self. Let your genuine self shine through, hon, because you are taking more of a dominant role in helping others with this path. And it's all about emotions and connections. So showing here, I do see a trip coming up here for you. I do see here that water is definitely your go-to for spirituality and meditation and grounding. Okay, you need to be near water. So if you're living in the desert like me, you're going to want to make sure you have some water around you, or go visit water somewhere, because this is where you definitely ground and become one and have that connection. I do see you going on a trip, and I'm going to say probably within around 10 months, or by the 10th month for sure, you will have a trip there. I also do see that you will be doing two things as far as work is concerned. And I do see two things. You'll probably be doing this job over here, but then you'll have some like a second job or a hobby or something going on over here that is going to be resonating with you. And that is also possibly around around a person with the initials of an R, B, D, W, possible initial around this. I do see lots of movement happening here for you as you see trips, but I also do see the dragon here is standing out to me, and it's saying here with this transformations and changes. You are changing, and you're becoming a master of this. So definitely move forward. Don't fight the changes. You are on a path, and they keep saying spiritual path. So it's okay to move forward with this. And you can balance these two separate things in your life that you've been wanting and desiring to have. You can make that nice balance happen. Some people think, oh, I can only do this or I can do this. And you don't know. You can make it happen. You can create that balance. You can find that somewhere in your life if you want it enough. It's saying here, you are a very giving person, but somebody, because of your generosity, somebody is also just as generous to you. You will find generosity in your life constantly. And it does look like here, there is the fertility card right here, which means, and it's also with the Wheel of Fortune, which tells me here for you, new things are blossoming and blooming for you. New things you're creating something new. And, because it can mean, and fertility means it's growth. It's happening. Growth is happening here for you. And you're creating something. So when you see like a baby, like it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a baby, but it can mean like a project or a job or a career or a passion. And that's what I'm seeing here for you. And it's already in the process. You already know what's going on and what you're desiring. And you will be moving forward with it fast and furious once you make that decision. I'm going to leave that with you, honey, and I hope that helps.
All right. Great stuff. Great stuff. And it looks like the Andromedan has been waiting for a while, and it looks like just a general reading.
All right, my dear. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Andromedan. I feel like we've been connected before. All right, my dear. I don't know where or why you're getting the name, your name there, but what they are showing me is they're showing me spaceships. Actually, what I'm seeing here, they're showing me spaceships, and whatever it is that your passion is, or whatever you're interested in, it's saying here, do not feel insecure about what you're wanting and needing. Okay, so move forward towards what you're wanting. Move forward towards that. You have you have a direct connection to a higher intelligence, and this is where sometimes you get insecure, uncertain about things, and afraid to share this because not everybody can grasp it. Not everybody understands your level of being able to communicate with and get that information and that download. And it's saying here with this, you will be celebrating very soon. You've got something coming your way, and it's okay just to rest and relax and just kind of enjoy what you're getting, because here's a lot of communication. You feel as if your ship has come in. And so, so this could be like, where you're feeling successful in a certain situation, but also at the same time, it's meaning that, but it's also meaning they're literally showing me a spaceship. Like, so this is like your ship has come in. So like there's some kind of connection there somehow. So either you saw one, you're watching one, you've been on one, something to with that connection there is happening here for you. And you have a psychic and intuitive connection directly to them. So that is basically what I'm getting here for you, hon. Do not let that, and it's saying here's a new, fresh journey, and just take a chance on believing in yourself and what you are getting and what you're downloading, because this is information, and all it just takes just a decision, a final decision. And it does look like here, sometimes when you make decisions for yourself, sometimes it means you lose connections around you. But as long as you're following your passion and you're moving forward towards what you're wanting, I see a lot of success here for you, a lot of passion happening, and a lot of happiness and joy. So just follow your heart, follow that intuitive knowing, and you will get where you're wanting. And do not let the naysayers or those that aren't just as in tune as you are make you feel insecure about that. I'll leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
All right. Onae is rolling tonight. It's rolling. Let's go ahead and get Stephen Finnegan. He's been waiting a minute, and he would love a general reading.
Okay, Stephen, we'd love a reading. Let's see what we got here for you. Okay, I'm just going to say this because it sounds really weird, but I'm going to say it anyway. Are you having a hard time sleeping? Because they've got sheep. They're showing me sheep. Unless you're a sheep farmer, I don't know. Or you like sheep, something to do with sheep. I have no idea. So I'm going with the whole, maybe you're counting sheep. Maybe you're having a hard time. I feel like maybe you're having a hard time sleeping. And I feel like, when we were little, we could sleep on a rock and get a great night's sleep. Now that, like, when we're older, we could be sleeping on the most comfortable, expensive bed ever. And then all of a sudden it's like, ouch, I slept wrong. Because my whole body aches right now while I'm reading for you. My whole body is aching. And so anyway, so with this sheep thing, they're showing me sheep. So yeah, and I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at this. I think what I'm seeing is animals in the background there. I don't know if they're sheep or alpaca. No, they're not alpaca. Alpaca are so cute. Oh my God, I want one so bad, but they spit. But anyway, it's like you're counting sheep. So it's saying here, and it won't let me go with the sheep. So I'm sticking with the sheep. You're counting sheep because my body is aching. You're not getting enough sleep because you're downloading information and you're working so hard at, I don't know, do you not sleep well? Do you feel exhausted? I feel like as if, like, boom, like when you're waking up, it's almost as if it's like a jolt when you wake up. Like someone either like shouted your name or it was a jolt of a wake up. Like, and that is like you coming into your body again. Like you are connecting from sheep from a walk. Okay, well, that's great, but it's beyond the sheep for the walk. I mean, maybe that will help you sleep. I don't know, but what it's saying here is you are traveling and you need to kind of like ask for like actual, hey, can I like just sleep one night and get some good rest? Because my body is aching unless you've got some kind of arthritis in your bones and your hips. Because that's where it's really hurting me the most is like the hips. That's what I'm kind of feeling here right now. I'm like really sore hips, lower back kind of thing. So if this is something that you're needing to work on, I would definitely suggest that, you go and get some kind of, consultation with a doctor on that one or a massage therapist maybe, but if it's what do you call it? If it's like arthritis or something, maybe going grain free. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. So, just take this message and do with it what you will. But, sometimes if you read on an anti-inflammatory diet, that's what will help or may help. So, but you can definitely do what you need to do as far as that. But I feel like you're traveling. So you're not even sleeping. You're traveling. You're like really busy. You're really, really busy. So I'm gonna leave that with you, honey, and I hope that helps.
All right. Awesome stuff going on here tonight. We're going to get ready to go into this break, and Onae will be back with us for at least 10 more minutes to finish this thing up, guys. We're going to get them all done. Stay right there. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Conversations that move the needle.
Conversations that move the
You're
needle.
listening to After Hours with Mr. Rob G on the only place where you can own the night. Spaced Out Radio.
Spaced Out Radio.
You've tuned your dial to the right frequency.
All right. We're off camera for 5 more minutes, Onae. See you in a minute. All right, welcome back to Spaced Out Radio after hour number 3. Onae is in overtime right now, getting ready to get the last few readings out the way here, as we got about 15 seconds before we come back from the radio break, guys. We're getting it in tonight, and we got a lot more to go, too, so stay here. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. All right, everybody, welcome back to Spaced Out Radio. That third and final hour is Mr. Rob G filling in for Dave Scott tonight. We got Onae here, and she's been on a roll with these readings, just on point, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get through the last few. And hey, if you're joining us from social media, X or Instagram, at Spaced Out Radio, at Spaced Out Radio Show, don't forget to give us a follow. Hit the little heart button. Let us know you like the show. As we get back into readings, and we're going to jump right into Hillbilly Herb, who's been waiting for a while, and he's asking for a reading would be whether I should start doing tarot readings and mediumship. Not sure if it's something I should share or just for myself. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry, I have dogs that are in their crate for over 2 hours. They've been really patient. Getting impatient now. Okay. That is something that you have to, I can tell you, yes, you are gifted. Okay. But this is not something that comes lightly. I'm sorry. She's getting a little loud. Shh, stop. So, but what they're telling me here is.
He said, "Tell me to be quiet." Yeah.
Iggy, stop. So anyway, sorry. But they're telling me here you are gifted, but there's a lot that comes with this, a lot of responsibility and a lot of energy draining situations that when you get into this, one, you have to watch what you say, because people they'll grasp onto any and every word that you say, and that can definitely, they take it to heart. And so you want to make sure that you are always in a positive energy and encouraging energy, especially when someone is in a negative way. I'm so sorry. But it also, at the same time, it's very draining on you when you do have positive and negative energy around you and you're dealing with that. And it can affect you. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're not supposed to have that affect you," and you don't give it permission. But yes, there's a point to that. But yes, it is a lot of work and energy to do this work. So if you can do it slowly, and always remember, do it in the energy of love, because that is always what it's doing. It's as you're helping others, that energy is flowing, and you're healing others and helping them with your words and your messages. It's also healing you as well. So it's like a give and take thing here, but it does do wear on you. So I recommend that, yes, you do have a divination tool that you use, that you do limit your work with people. And also there is this thing where, hey, please stop, is where what happens is sometimes people can get a little too, I would say, attached or addicted to not being able to make decisions on their own without checking with you. And so that means as much as you, as nice of an ego booster that is, that you are, for feedback wise, that you're accurate in helping them. You also have to make sure that people understand that they need to make those decisions and live life and experience life on their own, because they can't constantly have the answer before it's going to happen, because then they'll choose not to do that when that might be karmically their path that they need to experience. So there's a lot to think about, and I'm sure you probably already thought about this anyway, but it is a lot of work. It can be draining as long as you can, ground yourself, protect yourself with salt and holy water and do your downtime, because you're going to need downtime yourself. And some people, like I have a client that I love her to death, but when I know she's coming, it's like, oh, okay, I can't have any more clients for the rest of the day. That's going to be it. She's going to just drain you. And she's a wonderful soul. But you're going to have to experience those things. So for you, this is really your question for yourself, really. I know you can do it. So they're telling me, yes, you will be able to do this if you choose to. If you find it too draining, then make it only a part-time thing. So, but I do definitely see success here for you. And I also see here partnership. So when you do this, I do feel like it will work out for you financially. And also I do see, as far as partnership is concerned, either you are meeting somebody through this, or you are working with somebody in tandem with somebody. And when it happens, it's going to be fast and furious. Things are going to really pick up for you. But you are definitely empathic for sure. And I'm going to leave that with you, Hunt, and I hope that helps.
All right, great. And let's see, we have Flat 6 saying, where to focus my energy in the long term.
What are you wanting for? Are you wanting for a goal for your retirement? And where you're going to where is that path going to lead you? You need to have a focus on what they're telling me here is that you need to have a focus for the end. What are you wanting and hoping to have happen? Because then when you do that for that long term, that's where you have those baby steps that you have to focus on them here and now and be present in the here and now, but still working and having those baby steps to that main focus, that end result, or something to that effect of what you're wanting, that desire. Because life can change and shift and change on you, and you can shift and change as you're experiencing life. So if you have a certain goal, get that major goal, and then find the baby steps to make it happen. And also don't worry about veering off into little, other little paths in the meantime, because those are experiences you're meant to have, or people you're meant to connect with in order to get to your goal, or maybe even something better than you even thought of in the first place. So that's kind of where they're saying celebration is on its way when you do focus on this. But during also at the same time, because that was the Three of Cups was the first one, then you got the Three of Swords. When you focus on what your long-term goal is and where you're wanting to see yourself go, you need to surround yourself with people and places that will help you get to that goal. And sometimes that means you have to kind of let other things go that don't serve you anymore. And it shows here, you are figuring out the steps to make it happen, because you already know what you want, and it will lead to passion. And I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
All right. And after this question, we have 3 more left. We have Lunico saying, 3 nights ago, I dreamt I scanned a lottery ticket and the machine read 447 million. First time I dream an exact amount. What is it? What is this dream meaning? I keep seeing 222, 22222.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad you were able to remember the numbers. I always get so frustrated when I dream numbers and I can't remember them. So that's a positive thing right there. If you look up Google angel numbers, because I'm not really sure what these numbers mean, to be honest. I can do a lot of things, but when it comes to like, if you want me to say those are going to be the winning lottery numbers, maybe. but for you to have the 447, sometimes these things are put into your dream so you will remember specific things. Maybe this is a date, maybe this is a birth date, or numbers that are coming that are going to mean something specific and actually mean quite a bit, have significant meaning, because it's the millions. It's like you're feeling abundant. You won the lottery. This is abundant. So 447 may have some 2 4s represents, 4 represents a great foundation. To have 2 4s, that's even double. So that's like a really solid foundation. The number 7 is spirituality. So that would tell me you have a great foundation in your spirituality. And that is worth, that's priceless, to be in tune with your spirituality and have a great solid foundation in it. The number 2 is also duality, and have constantly 222. You can Google it and do angel numbers, and that will tell you. But the number 2 is duality. A lot of things in partnerships and things coming in twos and pairs. So and it's also a balance number where you have yin and yang, you have positive, negative. It's like always. It's and I'm trying. And it's also, is it the feminine? Because I know number 1 I think is the masculine number, and 2 might be a feminine number, like feminine energy. But 222, that's, and 222, 222, that is a lot of duality in there. And that, for me to give you numbers, numerology, there's somebody out there that's, just look up numerology. It's good. And it's out there, or angel numbers. Those are messages to you. But what you have to do is, when you see these things, figure out and remember, what were you thinking? What were you seeing? What were you doing at that time for you to have that sign and that symbol, and that to make notice of? And that will kind of give you a hint as to whatever you were thinking or doing at that time. Boom, there's your message. There's your sign. And whatever that 222 might mean, and whatever you're feeling, you need to look it up. I'm always Googling numbers. I can't remember exactly what they are all the time. So even though I was raised by a master astrologer, I still struggle with that. But I wish you lots of luck. But definitely your dreams do have meanings. So definitely look it up.
Good stuff. And we have Kira asking, I would like to know what my ET contacts are and what they have to say.
Okay, Kira, what they're showing me here is when there's all different kinds out there. I don't really study different species of other entities out there. But they're saying, they're showing me a lizard face, but they're putting it inside a circle with a slash through it. So if this is where you're feeling you're being drawn to, or there's messages coming from there, it's saying, no, that's not it's either not the right time for that message, or that's not the right connection at this time, or stay away from that. You do astral travel, my dear. So that is your connection. That is how you get your messages. You actually, they're telling me you in your previous life were okay. This is going to sound weird. And I just, sometimes I have a hard time sometimes just trusting what's coming through. But if this makes any sense to you, they're showing me Ewoks, like the little furry, little cuddly, little looking little guys. I don't know. I don't know if they're like showing me like there's something to do with that movie, like there's a message from that movie, or where they're from, or maybe there's some kind of truth or connection to this. I feel so strange saying Ewoks, but they are showing me it. It's not the lizards. It's the nicer ones. It's the ones that you feel more comfortable and comfortable with. I would say. Yeah, I'm struggling with this one because I'm kind of embarrassed of the fact that I'm saying Ewoks. But if this resonates with you, great. Oh my gosh, thank you if it resonates. But there's something to do with there's another race out there that is not lizard. It's ones, I guess, with fur or more comfortable or more something that you're going to connect with on a more comfortable level, where the reptiles tend to be a little bit more cold, and it's not where you're needing right now. You're needing comfort. You're needing loving comfort, but yet at the same time, they were warriors and they are warriors and protectors. Yet at the same time, it's like you're still getting that warm energy, that family energy, that community energy, that you're the message. If this is making sense to you, great, Kara. This is where, my aunt's lesson when I was 5 years old, it's all in here and you trust this. And this is where I am trusting this because I'm not familiar with all the different, I know some people know all these different species of aliens out there and connected with all of them, but I'm not one. I just kind of go with what's flowing. And this is telling me here that this is the message that you need. And it's you can be gentle, but strong and fierce, and loving, but strong and fierce at the same time. And this is the message that they're giving me. I don't know if you necessarily have an Ewok connection or if that's even real. But this is the energy that they're giving me. This is the message that you are needing to know, that you can be soft and beautiful and still nurturing, but be fierce and protective at the same time. So I'm going to leave that with you, hon, because they're kind of fading on me on that one. And good luck with that. And if you have any feedback on Ewoks or whatever, if it means anything to you, great.
And we got Candy and then Andy and Candy. Wow. Okay.
Oh,
We got Candy and then Andy will be next. So Candy said, may I have a general reading, please?
Oh my gosh, Candy. And it's so funny. I'm looking at your little thing there. And I was just talking about those kind of candies. It was like, it's like they're powder, and you're just sucking on those powder candy things, lollipops. And then there was those little round discs, or like, I don't know, they're called Neckos or Echoes or something. And those were horrible, but yet we still ate them. It's like, I guess because they called them candy. Like, I guess I, psychologically thought it was good, but I tried one as an adult and it was nasty. But let's see what we got here for you, hon. Like licorice, black licorice. Ew. Who eats black or licorice? All right, my dear, it looks like here you're waiting for a message. And that message is definitely coming through, even though it hasn't happened yet. And it looks like here you're waiting, and it's almost as if you feel tied and trapped until you get this message. But an opportunity is on its way that you are, and it looks like here an invite or something is being presented to you right there, because we've got the king of the knight of cups there offering something. And with this message that's coming and this offer that's coming, it's going to bring you joy and happiness right there. Messages are coming and you are on the right path when this does happen, and it's going to feel right. It's going to happen probably and come around the time frame of Sagittarius. And it does look like here it's saying it's worth the investment when you do. So just be patient. It's on its way. And also it does look like here a possible initial of an R, B, D, W, possible initial around the person or place or thing around this message that's going to be bringing happiness and joy and security into your life. I'll leave that with you, hon, and I hope that helps.
All right, and last reading is for Andy, Mr. Andy Callie, just wanting a general reading.
All right, Andy, let's see what we got here for you, hon. Andy, I don't know anything about you, but they're telling me here you have a really strong spiritual ability to communicate and connect. It's like you're a lighthouse. So you are spirits and energies are drawn to you. So if these things are coming to you at night or in the day, and making you feel like a little uneasy or having increased anxiety, then it's because you are a lighthouse and they are drawn to your energy. Also, it does say here, whatever it is you're looking for, it does look like here, I see you communicating creative ideas and opportunities, and it is going to lead, all this communication is going to lead to success for you and what you're wanting. And you will be coming out on top of all the obstacles that you are experiencing right now. Things will be getting better. And it does look like even in the home or in relationship, it does look like here, the epitome of love and happiness, and also just comfort in the home and the family. It's all there because you got double tens. That means all the endings of the stress is over. And you have a new chapter coming here, and you have the strength and the ability to handle all these things that are coming up. So just have faith. You'll be filling out your bucket list and actually making it happen real soon. And I do see a trip happening here for you. And I'm going to say, so even though you're stressing right now, and you're not seeing all these possibilities because you kind of feel like you're in limbo, it's okay. Sometimes being in limbo is where you are able to download and relax and calibrate your own energy with what's coming for the future and getting you ready for the future. And then when it happens, when you are calibrated, rested, and charged up, you will be charging forward towards what you're wanting. And it is going to be around the home, comfort of the home. And it does look like here you will find balance in your life. And I'm going to leave that with you, and I hope that helps.
All right. Awesome stuff, Onae. I really appreciate you making sure that everybody got taken care of tonight. I know they all appreciate it as well. Thank you for staying over. Don't want to hold you for too much longer. We got to do this again. I didn't know it was going to be this cool to actually do this. So thanks for allowing me to have this experience as well. And then maybe next time we'll get to mines.
Okay.
So I'm okay for now. Appreciate you, Onae. Everybody give it up for Onae. You have a great rest of your night.
Thank you so much, hon.
All right. Take care. All right, guys. Yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah, I mean, as we have a few minutes left till we go to break here, just kind of talk about that, right? Thanks for your generosity, Onae. Awesome show. Thank you, Onae. Thank you, Onae. Thanks, Onae, for coming on and sharing with us tonight. And it sounded like you guys were all satisfied with the readings, which is, you know, it's the gauge, it's the measurement that you know, others who look at this sort of thing and look at it as something that's ridiculous or something that's, you know, someone's not being truthful. But if you resonated with the readings, and I know some of you for sure did because you pointed out some things, you don't just guess that stuff, guys. And you know, it's just one of those moments where you have to kind of sit back, reflect on what you just saw and what you just experienced, and then maybe you too would take the subject more seriously, and then even be open to having a reading done yourself. I'm kind of glad that we didn't get a chance to get to me tonight, because I don't know, you know, I think I'm kind of cool where I'm at as far as what I know about what I know, right? I think just the receipts that I have just lets me know that these things are real, that you know, the whatever this is a real thing. And I think I'm cool with that for now. And I don't know if I want to know the next steps, guys. But with that being said, just a lot of awesome comments out here. Totally glad that everybody was satisfied. And Mr. Andy Cali, we got you in. So, and we want to make sure that we also promote Onae's page, www.onae.org, because you can go get private readings. You saw what she did right here live, and you can actually go get some private readings as well. So make sure that you do it, or at least tell someone, right? Tell someone that she sat right up here in front of you and did what she just did. And yeah, just kind of blown away. So much respect there. And we still have a lot of, well, we don't really, we have about 30 minutes of show left, but some awesome things coming in. I hear somebody's going to be dropping by. We may have a couple people dropping by in the last 30 minutes of the show. Can't really say who. Maybe Tim James, and then maybe somebody else, maybe somebody who visited last Halloween. If you were here last Halloween, we had a surprise visit. It was kind of creepy, and we might have the same thing tonight. Who was here? Who is here? I want to see if anyone can remember. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Great Halloween themed show, as this will be airing November 1st for our radio audience. Yeah, no El Ovnis, guys. No El Ovni. However, somebody even more epic than El Ovni, because El Ovni is a bum, guys. We know that. Let's not play. We're getting out of here. We'll be right back right after this message, guys. Don't go anywhere. Still about 30 minutes left in the show, and some great things are going to happen on this Halloween themed special of the After Hours radio show. Sitting in for Dave Scott tonight as we go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. See you guys in a minute. All right, we are clear. We are clear, guys. It's awesome stuff so far. Awesome stuff so far. I did get a note from Dave Scott, and he did say that Tim James would be on his way shortly. So we will have Tim James for the last half hour of the show. And who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't even know. I'm acting like I know, but I don't really know. So let me go ahead and take a look at the chat here. You're seeing a lot of satisfied people, and that is great. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. Yeah, let's do this. I haven't looked at the likes because I'm doing the show, right? I don't know where the likes are, but if you could take this time right here, right now in this break, if you haven't already, and just stop and hit the like button. We would love to have this show for sure hit 100, maybe more than that. This would be awesome if we could do that. And because it's that type of show, right? That type of show. Yes. And I have my coffee right over here as well. Getting through the night, right? Getting through the show. Who had trick-or-treaters come by? I got to see a couple trick-or-treaters, or at least I heard them as I was preparing for the show, as my dogs were acting crazy out there in the yard. But I ran up the street real quick right before the show, about 30 minutes before the show, and there weren't really a lot of kids out there. There were a few groups of kids, groups of like 8 or 10 kids, right? But not many. Not like when I was young, right? When I was young, the streets, that sound like an old guy, right? When I was young, the streets used to be full of kids. I mean, both sides of the street full of kids. Every corner you turn, full of kids. I don't know what it is. Things are different. Thanks for your love, support, Spaced Out Radio. Kira with the $1.99 super sticker. We appreciate you. We really, really do. Kira saying, love the show, Rob G. Thanks. Did it with Onae here. And it was really awesome. She really came through on these readings, and I didn't know what to expect coming in, but pleasantly surprised. Resonance talking about Beetlejuice. Just saw Beetlejuice, the new one. It was good. It was really good. It really was, right? We know the dad was in this whole little thing why he couldn't be in the movie, and you could kind of feel that a little bit. I'm not going to lie, right? You could kind of feel that he wasn't there. It kind of did take away from the movie a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but it was still a great addition to the series. As I went and watched Beetlejuice 1 first, even though I've seen it a billion times. I went and watched it first, and then I followed it up right with Beetlejuice 2, and it was like it didn't miss a beat. Really good storyline, and some really cool things happened during the film. I don't want to spoil it because I know it's just coming out for you to watch at home. So if you haven't watched it, it'd be a good one to probably pull out even after Halloween. It doesn't have to be a Halloween film. I like that, Polly. Beam the likes. Really love that. That's awesome stuff. Let's see. Resident says, Halloween and Christmas are not the same as I remember. We are being assimilated. Something's happening. Something's definitely happening. We have to do. It's on us to make Halloween great again. It's on us to make Halloween great again, right? How can we make Halloween cool for kids again? That might be the thing we should focus on for next year. What could we do to kind of bring it back for kids? Because I think most people are good natured, as far as going house to house. I remember the trick or treating at the mall, which I thought was silly. I understand why, but there's as long as you have parents that go through the candy and kind of make sure that all that is okay, I don't really see a problem with trick or treating. People should be out on the streets having fun, doing fun stuff. People should really be out. Yeah, Blue Cruise has virtually no trick or treaters in my neck of the woods in Florida. Same over here in California. So opposite sides of the United States, no trick or treaters. And I'm sure in the middle it's the same thing. Yeah. We're about to come back here in about 15 seconds here, guys, and we're gonna get in some cool stuff. Let's see what we can do. All right, everybody, welcome back to Spaced Out Radio After Hour 2.5. We're on the back half of the show. The last 30 minutes of the show, as we go ahead and get into some really good stuff here. We can go to Steve Stockton. We have some Steve Stockton. We also might be getting a visit by someone here. I'm not really sure. We'll see as we go ahead and get ready to finish everything up here. Remember, if you're on social media, don't forget to give us a follow. We'd appreciate it. X and Instagram at Spaced Out Radio, Spaced Out Radio Show. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we are going to kind of do a couple things here. Let me get some Steve Stockton Missing Persons Mysteries set up here. Because you know what? Why not? Steve Stockton is a really cool dude, and we always appreciate him taking part in what we do here at Spaced Out Radio. Kind of allows us to use some of his content. He has an awesome channel, Tales Untold Missing Person Mysteries. Make sure you guys go and support that. And let me see, what do we got here? 9. Okay, we can do that. All right, let's jump into some Steve Stockton real quick, and then maybe I have something right after that. We'll see. Here we go.
Welcome to Tales Untold and Missing Persons Mysteries on Spaced Out Radio's After Hours. My name is Steve Stockton, and I'm here to take you on a journey of mysteries, legends, and true stories. Come, join me on this. This is an account of what allegedly happened to a woman named Anne Jeffries. Anne was born in 1626 and passed away in 1698. There was a wealthy neighboring family named the Pitts who employed Anne as a domestic servant and were able and willing to verify all of Anne's accounts and claimed witness to some as well. Now let's travel back in time and hear the remarkable stories of Anne's encounters. Now, the documentation of these encounters came from a man named Moses Pitt, who wrote it all down and sent it to one Reverend Dr. Edward Fowler, who was the Bishop of Gloucester at the time of the strange occurrences. Moses was seeking the Reverend's advice on the matter. Let's hear what he has to say. In 1645, when Anne was just 19 years old, is when the unusual experiences are said to have started. Anne secured a job as a domestic servant for the wealthy Pitt family and started working in their home. While it's unclear exactly how long she'd been working for them at the time of this first encounter, we know it wasn't very long after she started. One morning, after Anne had finished up all her household chores, she went outside and sat in the garden of the huge estate home. Anne claims that, while sitting there silently, taking in the nice weather and relaxing on the comfortable arbor there in the backyard of that home, she heard someone or something in the woods very close to her. She said it sounded like someone was walking very lightly towards her. She first thought maybe it was one of the family members or maybe just a visitor to the home. She quickly disregarded this thought, however, when she began to hear strange ringing sounds, seemingly coming from every direction around her all at once. Although scared, Anne recalled that the day was so bright and beautiful, she also felt as though nothing could harm her. Also, she reasoned, there were people all around her, in the front of the house and inside as well. Many witnesses, if you will. While the ringing was still going on, very loudly, and while Anne was trying to get her bearings, 6 small men, dressed all in green, suddenly appeared out of nowhere from the bright and sunny woods nearby. She described them as cute and charming looking, with big eyes and tiny little legs. She later started referring to them as fairies. Now, there's no information as to what made her use this particular title for a description, or what made her think this is what these little men in green were. Anne also claimed that upon laying her eyes on the men, she had become paralyzed or frozen in place, and after a minute or two, she noticed a slight change in her environment before it changed altogether, and she saw the little men had brought her to what she called a castle in the sky. It is here where Anne claimed that these men had relations with her. The Pitt family verified that Anne did in fact go missing for that entire day, and though they searched far and wide, they never could locate her. Anne reappeared on her own, though, groggy, laying disheveled and in the fetal position on the lawn in the front yard. Anne kept quiet about her encounter for fear of being called insane or possibly even losing her job. However, she started speaking out and telling people her tale when she claims the little men, or fairies, started to return to her on occasion. This became her torment, and she started opening up to one member of the Pitt family about her ordeal. Unfortunately for Anne, she placed her trust in the wrong family member, because shortly after confessing what was troubling her, recounting her tale of little men dressed in green doing those things to her in a castle in the sky, this person reported her to the local authorities, and in short order, Anne was arrested and charged with witchcraft. She was even sent to jail for it. A piece of mail, written by the mayor of this small town where all this is said to have occurred, has been kept and preserved throughout history and can now be found in the Clarendon Manuscripts Archives. This document not only contains verification that Anne was held for quite some time in the jail, there's also a small portion that seems to back up her claim that the little men were in fact still coming to visit. It states how, despite being starved for several months, Anne never got sick and didn't ever seem to be starving or even hungry, as though someone were bringing her food regularly. Anne herself later confirmed this suspicion by telling Moses Pitt how the fairies did in fact feed her by bringing her unusual bread. However, the explanation as to what exactly she meant by unusual bread is either lost in time or never was. Obviously, this could have been very helpful to proving her innocence of not practicing witchcraft, especially back in the late 1600s. For whatever reason, Anne was eventually released from prison and the charges against her were dropped. She moved on with her life and eventually married a laborer named William Warren. She would later state, when pursuing a new career in nursing, that she wasn't sure how or why it had happened, why they had chosen her, but that the fairies had given her a wealth of knowledge in the medical and nursing fields, and she wanted desperately to use it to help others. And she eventually did become a nurse. In 1693, Moses Pitt, who had remained friends with Anne, though after she was accused in jail for witchcraft he did so in secret, decided to send a journalist friend of his named Humphrey Martin to interview Anne about all of her strange encounters and dealings with these little men dressed all in green. However, at that point, Anne didn't want to talk about it anymore for fear of what might happen to her if word got out again. She was quite comfortable and happy in her married life to William and her nursing career, and didn't care to revisit the alleged torment she went through, not only in jail, but in the Sky Castle. Humphrey Martin wrote to Moses Pitt in response saying, "As for Anne Jeffries, I have been with her the greater part of one day, and did read to her all that you wrote to me, but she would not own anything of it. As concerning the fairies or any of the cures that she could perform, I asked her the reason why she would not do it. She replied that if she would discover it to you, that you would make books and ballads of it, and she said that she would not have her name spread about the country in books and ballads of such thing." Now, at the time all this was happening with Anne in the mid to late 17th century, the belief in fairies was very widespread and actually quite common, though almost always kept in secret for fear of being jailed and labeled a witch, like Anne. There were many reports of similar things happening to many different people all over the world. These castle-in-the-sky encounters were the most common. While this is almost always related to a totally different type of abduction nowadays, it was always related to the Fae then. Continuing, I think it would be completely remiss of us to be speaking of the fairies and not mention the origin of fairy tales. Now, according to Wikipedia, the oral tradition of the fairy tale came along before the written page. Tales were told, retold, and enacted dramatically, whether about fairies or not. These tales were then told and passed down from generation to generation. Mystical and magical happenings and beings seem to be more a part of the fairy tale itself than actual fairies being included in such stories. The first written collections which attempted to preserve not only the theme and characters told in such tales were by the Brothers Grimm. While they had to later rewrite all the tales to make them more acceptable and also more profitable, due to the original content having mostly sexual overtones and not being child-friendly at all, any kind of talking animal, grotesque goblin, troll, beast, or monster can be considered a fairy tale. Also, tales of warning, meant to keep young children in line by telling of strange and horrible and unfortunate things that have allegedly happened to other children who, for instance, didn't eat their vegetables or clean their rooms. Those kids who didn't brush their teeth and told lies. There's always a lesson to be learned in these tales. Take them for what they're worth to you. While this is just the beginning of the vast information about a few different tales and legends of fairies, we've only begun to scratch the surface. Now, I'll leave you with some lesser-known information that may be helpful should you ever encounter one or maybe even a few of these little people. Know that while the above stories seem to show a more benevolent side to these fairy legends, which in modern times have been Disneyfied, they are often known to be much more evil and complicated to pin down from one country to another in real life.
All right, that is Steve Stockton, Tales Untold Missing Person Mysteries. We appreciate Steve Stockton for stepping in and doing what he does. Now we're going to jump right into the news, and then I'll leave you with the Halloween gift from myself here. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
All right. UFO and weird news of the week. We're going to get through one story before I drop my Halloween theme gift on you guys. So mom creeped out after she looked back at an old family photo and spotted terrifying figure. Apparently her son used to warn her about a, quote, man who wanted to kill her. A mom was left creeped out after she spotted a terrifying figure in an old family photo. Amy Harruck was flicking through old snaps from a family party when she came across a picture of her son Leo Sayers, and sister Chloe. But in the background, there appeared to be a figure of what the 42-year-old believes to be a man in a tracksuit. And even more creepily, she reckons the eerie shadow explains Leo's strange behavior as a toddler. Amy insists the only bloke in the Birmingham house for her party was her dad, who took the photo. She explained, I was showing my boyfriend old family photos, and straight away he asked, what was that in the doorway? I was taken aback. The figure looks like a black silhouette of a man, and it looks like he's in a tracksuit kind of thing. Apparently, around the time this Halloween party, Leo would tell his mom he saw a man in a tracksuit. We ended up taking him to the doctor because I'd never seen anyone, Amy explained. He said that the person he kept seeing was going to kill me. So obviously I was concerned about that. Now it makes sense that he used to say that, and I feel bad that I didn't believe him at the time. The mom claims as Leo got older, he never said it again. And when she showed the now 16-year-old the photo, he said he wasn't aware it was something he ever said. I suppose I believe he was seeing someone back then. I'm glad I didn't believe him, though, because I have freaked out, and thank God I moved out of the house when I saw it. Amy says a lot of people have looked into the photo and reckon it's genuine. It still spooks me out, and when I look at it, it's changed my mind on believing in the paranormal. I'm surprised nobody saw it before, but unless you're looking for it, it's easily missed, she added. The mom hasn't shown her dad the photo because she fears it might freak him out. While he doesn't remember saying anything to his mom about a man, her son believes it must have been a warning sign. Leo said when we saw it, it was intense because it was someone behind us. It was kind of scary. I don't really remember anything about what I said, so I must have forgotten about it. Amy shared the photo on Facebook and retold the eerie story. One user commented, "Oh, Amy, this is terrifying." Another added, "Wow, that's awesome." However, one did point out it's called motion blur. Someone walked into the background while the picture was being taken, nothing paranormal. I'd have to disagree with that, because if you saw my photo and you saw the photo that this story references, you know what I caught, and this was almost the exact same thing. So I'm inclined to believe, and I'll show you what it was. This was my shadow person. The thing in the photo in the story looks exactly like this. So that's our weird news story of the week. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And then, we had a visit last year from someone, and I think he's going to pay us another visit tonight. So this is my Halloween themed gift to everyone here. I hope you like it. Here we go. Hello, everyone. I want to play a game. You've spent your lives watching, judging others as they suffer on screen, indulging in the pain of strangers with no consequence to yourself. You feel safe in your seats, don't you? Behind the anonymity of darkness, hidden from the games I create. But tonight, the game is for you. You've been watching my work for some time. You find comfort in chaos, amusement in the agony of others. But do you truly understand the value of life? How far are you willing to go for your own survival? Your body is unchained, but your mind is captive. Tonight, I offer you a simple choice: life or death. In front of you, hidden under your seat, is a small box. Inside that box is a key, but beware, not everything is as it seems. Now, here's the dilemma. The key in that box can unlock that door at the back of this room, granting you freedom, but there's a cost. There always is. This is someone you care about. Their life depends on your decision. The key also controls their fate. If you turn it one way, it will release them from their bonds. If you turn it the other way, the mechanism attached to their head will, well, you know how my devices work. Save yourself or save them. It's a binary choice. But remember, to do nothing is also to choose. The clock is ticking. Tick tock, what will it be? Interesting choice. You've just saved a life, but not yours. Compassion is admirable, but remember, In my games, every choice has a consequence. Your time is up. Game over. Funny stuff. Happy Halloween or happy Soloween to everybody out there. Hopefully you enjoyed the little fun that we had there. If you watched last year, he joined us, and then this year he came back, and it was so epic and so creepy. He wants to play a game with you. Saw, as you guys know, is my all-time favorite horror franchise collectively. And yeah, I think we had a little fun with that. So hopefully that spooked you out. Yeah. President Zaddy said he just shat his undies. That's the response that we needed. Yeah, Blue Cruise. I knew I should have stayed up this late on Halloween. Yes, that is it. Thank you, Robbie G. Happy Halloween. Love, Dr. Love. Let's see. Polly Rodman said, she peed her pants. That's the response. It's Halloween theme. So glad that was the case. What else do we got out here? Let's see. Blue Cruise, I'm getting scared. Hold tight onto your seat. Yes. That is the response. I mean, that's the theme. That's, that's what this season is all about, right? It's all about, spooky stuff, having fun, indulging in some of the, more horror themed type things. I think I'm probably going to watch Saw after this. Now I'm going to go to bed after this, and I'll probably watch Saw tomorrow. So hopefully you guys had a great time tonight. We had an awesome time with our guest, Onae, as she sat here and just did so many wonderful readings. I think this is definitely been a great night. It's been a great night. So if you wouldn't mind, I don't know, like I said, once again, if you've done this already or not, hit the like button. Let's make sure this is way over 100 likes tonight. I would love to see that. I'm not even going to look. I never do. But I hope that's where we're getting. So let me see. Is there anything else from anybody in the chat here? Anything you want to leave on this Halloween with this Halloween season? It's going to be over with after this. So what are we doing? What do you got? Dr. Love says Saw is my daughter's favorite franchise too. She loves the first and X the best. Yeah, Jigsaw is probably, aside from the first maybe couple, the first 2, 3, 4 of them, and then Jigsaw. There was a few that weren't so great. Jigsaw is probably the one that I like much more recently here. Nikki, Angels Are Life. Appreciate you doing this for tonight for Dave. Yeah, you already know. And I know Dave appreciates it too. And that's what we're doing. So good stuff. Want to thank our guest again, Onae, for doing this, coming in, doing the readings. We should do this again for sure. We want to thank our super chatters for the night. Big Dog, Richard Minnick, Dogface, Magneticus, and Kira I Am. We also want to thank all of you out there. We also want to thank this guy right here, Mr. Ron Bumblefoot, the man who rocks us out each and every weekend and now weekday, as he reminds us to never say never again, because yes, the phenomena is real and everything and anything is possible. So show some love for tonight's show by hitting the like and also putting your horns up. Also, we want to thank our viewers online and listeners on terrestrial radio and digital platforms, when and wherever in the world that you may be listening from. We appreciate you for tuning your frequency to Spaced Out Radio, where we do what we do best. What's that, you ask? We own the night. Remember, this show is copyrighted Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. It's been a pleasure serving you once again as your host. I'm Mr. Rob G. This is the After Hours Radio Show. And to all you space travelers out there, this is not a goodbye nor a farewell. However, as we go off there for the night, you can best believe that we'll see you next time. Much love. You guys have a great rest of your night. Take care. See you this weekend. All right, that was an awesome show. Podcast side of this is done. You guys have been awesome. Great stuff tonight. Great stuff. So glad that you guys joined us tonight. It was a pleasure doing this. 2 Halloweens in a row. 2 Halloweens in a row. And we're going to keep doing this every single year. We're just going to have fun, right? Why not? You guys have been great. And if there isn't anything else, I would like to go ahead. Oh, let me do this one thing. We do have a show tomorrow at the Social Dig. If you have not subscribed over there, make sure you go ahead and go over and hit the subscribe button. Tomorrow we're talking UFOs and airliners. So we're going to have an experiencer come on my experience with the phenomena and talk UFOs and airliners. Latchkey Hustle will be the guest. And, there's a lot of UFOs for some reason that they're attracted to airplanes. They're attracted to airborne vehicles that we have for whatever reason. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific on the Social Dig. So make sure you guys go on over there, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we're going to have fun. And then come back here for Dave Scott tomorrow, 9 p.m. Pacific. And then the after hours on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 8 p.m. Pacific until 11. You guys, we are going to continue to crush it. Thanks so much for your time. You guys have a great rest of your night. Take care. We are out of here.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.